Welcome. You have activated all systems. Deactivation is not an option. The end is where we begin.
Horton's going to fake it to Holmes. He's going to roll out to his right. Misses a tackle, puts it deep.
Oh, look at this.
And complete to number 25.
Aaron
Down
rolling.
to 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown!
There you go.
Pinnacle! All day, all day, all day.
Run, Brian, run.
Nope, there it is, there it is. 7, 8, and a half.
Move!
There's Gillis Ross.
Oh, my God. Goodness. Wow. One-handed, incredible.
That is one of the greatest catches I've ever seen.
Good evening, Pinnacle Pioneer fans. Welcome to round 2 of the playoffs in the 2018 season. You are in for a treat. This is Todd Dixon broadcasting along with Rich Piper. I'm alone up here in the booth. Tim is downstairs doing the overhead announcements. Tim Storrs, our normal partner, and Rich is roaming the field. So it's going to be a little bit different this evening in terms of our context. And boy, are you in for a treat tonight. We have the 10-1 Pinnacle Pioneers. The only loss on the year for Pinnacle is to the number 8 team in the country, J. Sarah, out of California. It was a 42-35 heartbreaker over a loss. The Red Mountain Lions come in, very tough team. 9-2 on the year with losses to both Perry and Basha. So, Rich, you're on the north sidelines. How's the turf look? Are we ready to roll tonight?
We are. The field's looking beautiful. It's an absolutely gorgeous night. We've got a wind coming in from the east, right across the field to the west. Just a slight breeze, though, enough to stand up the flag. I'm out here with the Red Mountain Marching Band, and I'm not sure what they're playing, but it's not Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, well, I know you were complaining about that earlier, but yeah, they're doing okay. You know, Rich, we've got a heck of a game tonight. We really do. Pinnacle comes in, the number 2 seed in the playoffs and ranked second in 6A. We're number 91 in the nation, so that's the highest ranking we've ever had in round 2 of the playoff games, being number 91. The only time we've been in the top 100, actually. Red Mountain comes in as the number 10 seed for the playoffs, and they're number 585 in the nation. Strength of schedule, we come in with a 34.8, so side by side they were 24.5. So Pinnacle's had a little bit tougher of a schedule. You have to give the advantage to Pinnacle there. Points scored, we're averaging 44.8 points per game. Red Mountain 24.5. So when you take a look at, 29.8. So when you take a look at offensive production, we've got a little bit more firepower traditionally than what we've done at Red Mountain, but when you look at defense, here's the difference. We're allowing on average 24.5 points per game. Red Mountain only averaging 18.6. Rich, I know you're old school and you love that kind of football. You may see it tonight.
I do. I do love that type of football, the old school grinding in football. We like the airing it out every once in a while. What I like even more is when we grind it out and you set up the play for the big air out. That's the type of football I love the most strategically. Hey, Todd, I was just looking at the temperature. Right now it says it's 69 degrees here just about at kickoff. In about an hour, we're going to drop another degree. By the time it gets to 9 near the end of the game, we're going to be at 64 degrees.
Well,
Quite
it's
a stark contrast from where we were just a few weeks ago at ending up the regular season.
That's the difference in Phoenix, Arizona compared to the rest of the country. By the way, shout out to the rest of the country who is logged in. A couple of games ago, we started to offer my cell phone number for shout outs. We'll continue that tradition tonight. If you are listening somewhere off-site, whether you're here in Phoenix or anywhere else and you're listening to the broadcast, feel free to text me at 623-687-6003. That's 623-687-6003. Be more than happy to offer a shout-out to all of the fans around the country. What I'd like you to do when you text me, first of all, no pictures, please. Send me who you are, who you're connected to in the program or just a fan, that's fine, and where you're from. So that's been a raging success. We've had, 15 different states so far reply to that, so it's a lot of fun.
That's right, from around the country, and somebody from Wisconsin owes me $10.
Oh, that's Eric, special teams coordinator Eric Arnold's dad. Yeah, when next time Don's in town, I'll help. That'll be my first shout out.
Yeah,
hello, Don. How are you? Don Arnold.
And you're going to take your usual 20% cut, right?
Of course I do. Yeah, I'm running it. Why wouldn't I? So let's keep going looking at some more stats here, Rich. Passing yards per game, 303 for the Pioneers. We're averaging 165 rushing yards per game. How's this for total yards per game on average? 498. You think our offense is any good?
Oh, yeah.
Red Mountain, conversely, they're pretty balanced, although they're a little bit stronger through the air. They do 223 yards through the air and 137 yards on the ground. So they're averaging about 360 yards per game. So, again, advantage Pinnacle. Turnovers, always a huge part of high school football. Both teams have done a great job this year. Pinnacle's only given the ball away a total of 10 times on the year. Red Mountain has given the ball away 17 times. When you look at those are the ones that we committed. In terms of turnovers created, we have taken the ball away 27 times, and Red Mountain has taken the ball away 32 times. So that differential we're looking at, we're plus 17, they're plus 15. Rich, that's about as close as you can get.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can hear it just in the statistics that we're into a really tight game tonight. Hey, Todd, I wanted to ask you, did you happen to see any differences or any deltas or variability between those statistics for Pinnacle when Spencer was at the helm to where J.D. Johnson is now? Any differences on a per-game average?
Yeah, that's a great question. And, I mean, we haven't talked about this a whole lot. For those of you who have been wondering, Spencer Rattler is out for the year for Pinnacle. He's declared ineligible. And he's a number one quarterback in the country. When you lose a number one quarterback in the country, it's going to be a loss. There's no question. We're not quite as high in terms of passing yards, and we haven't achieved the same kind of passing, in terms of yardage and also percentage, QB rating, etc. However, here's the deal, Rich. We are extremely blessed, and how many football programs can say that if you lose your number one QB, regardless of who they are, that the guy that steps in has 4 college D1 offers already, and that's J.D. Johnson. So, have we lost a tiny bit of production? Yes, we have, and that's to be expected. However, J.D. is an extremely good quarterback, and we're still rolling up a lot of points in yards per game. So, common opponents this year, both teams have played both Desert Ridge and Perry. Now, Red Mountain earlier in the year beat Desert Ridge 24-6. They got beat by Perry earlier this year, one of their only 2 losses, 35-10. If you go back in time, we started the year out playing against Perry, and we had that huge, I think it was like 56-37 win. And, of course, last week's 38-17 win over Desert Ridge. When you look at all these stats, Rich, here's the deal. It should be pretty evenly. There should be a clear advantage for Pinnacle, 10 points or plus. I'm here to tell you, this defense for Desert Mountain is as good as we've seen all year. They're every bit as good as Liberty's, which gave us a hard time. And, they may not quite be on the same point as what Jay Sarah was in California, but they're close. All 4 of their defensive backs have college offers. Their linebacker was the player of the week last week. Our yards are going to come tough, and our points are going to come tough. And we're really going to have to be on point tonight on offense to come out with a W.
Yeah, I think, Todd, how many times have we even said it this year, is that when we look at the stats on paper, and we run through it and what we know about Pinnacle and the homework we do on the opponents, we're typically never right to begin with.
No, there's a lot of surprises.
Right?
That's why I don't predict things for a living, But
it's the any given Sunday. That's right. If we predicted for a living, we'd be in Las Vegas making a lot of money.
Well, let's talk about, so you want to talk about top players and D1 recruits. Of course, we got quarterback J.D. Johnson, who has 4 offers out there. We've got Tosh Baker, the left tackle, who he interviewed his parents last weekend. Great interview, by the way. Great people. Tosh has UCLA who's offered. He's got ASU and Utah. So our QB and left tackle. And now we throw in Amlik Juntnan, who, by the way, Rich, Amlik Juntnan is the all-time leader. He's going to NAU, Northern Arizona. He's our linebacker this year. First year he switched full-time to the defensive side of the ball. In his first year starting, you know what this kid's done? He has 70 solo tackles on the year, which sets an all-time Pinnacle record since this school started back in 2004. So, Amlik Juntnan, congratulations to him for being that record holder. We have another one out, too, and we may have Grandma and Grandpa in Tennessee listening for Kyle Bryant. Kyle Bryant is the all-time holder for Pinnacle in interception career yards and also single season yards. So 2 of our guys with records. And here come your Pioneers, folks. They look fired up, Rich?
Yeah, they do. They're collecting now. And you know, they usually collect at the north end in the end zone, but Red Mountain, the whole team's been standing out there. So they're collecting right at the 20-yard line.
You're breaking up a little bit, Rich. I don't know. I'm catching you in and out there. So, yeah, your Pioneers coming out. Again, folks, this is going to be a huge game. I mean, a gigantic game coming in here. Expect, Red Mountain runs a West Coast offense. They're pretty balanced when you take a look at what they do. In fact, going back to 223 yards through the air, 137 on the ground. They're a little more of a grinded-out team. They're not throwing 500 yards a game or putting up that kind of yardage compared to what we do. And our defense, shout out to our defense. Last week, let's talk about that. Opening round of the playoffs, we really got to hope that we don't do the same thing we did last week and go down 17-3 at half. But the best halftime adjustments I've seen all year for Pinnacle, I really believe, were last week because we came out and outscored Desert Ridge 35-0 in the second half. They ran a triple option that we hadn't seen. And just shout out to that entire defensive coaching staff and the kids for a tremendous adjustment to really turn the tide on that game. But tonight, I don't know if we can go down 14 points and expect the same result. So, Pinnacle on offense. Let's talk a little bit about where we're at.
Yeah, Todd, we are, sorry to interrupt, we are having some technical difficulties again. As more technical equipment gets fired up here down on the field, it interrupts our signal. I'm heading up to the booth.
All right, I'll see you here in a bit. So, I think we're about ready for the national anthem here in a second, folks. J.D. Johnson, the junior quarterback that's going to be behind the helm this evening. Well, hold on. We've got the national anthem. They do an amazing job here, folks. We get treated every week as you see the boys gathering on the sideline. They're fired up. Second round of the playoffs. Here we go with the national anthem, folks. We'll be back in a bit.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Fantastic. Like it is every single time we hear that national anthem. Just amazing, folks. So we've got a good one tonight, I'm telling you. J.D. Johnson, let's go back to this. On the year, 125.0 QB rating. Not too shabby. 4 D1 offers. He's 87 for 131 on the year for 1,405 yards, 14 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. On the ground, I'll tell you, after Matty Goodlow went down in week 2, we've had running back by committee for the first half of the year, and then they took Kenji Rowland, who was a defensive back to start the first half of the year, and he has been amazing the past couple of weeks as a running back. Kenji is averaging, if you take a look at his yards per carry, 7.6 yards per carry with 6 touchdowns, most of that in the past couple of weeks. I mean, he's just been unbelievable. Receiving, we've got the leading receiver is 953 yards for Marcus Libman. He's within earshot of breaking the all-time record for the Pioneers on yardage. He needs about, 140 more. I'll get to that a little bit later. Not far behind him is number 1, Caleb Covington, with 776 yards. So it's, Rich, I'll tell you, I mean, with offensive firepower, defense has come around. This Pinnacle team, I read an article by Richard Obert for the Arizona Central newspaper, and resilient. This is a very resilient team. So let's go over our captains for the game a little bit. For Pinnacle, of course, you have number 23. That's Quentin Powell that you see. For Red Mountain, let's go there first, actually. 23 is Quentin Powell for the Pioneers. Number 25 is Amlik Juntman. And, of course, number 70 is the left guard, Matt Mickelson, who does a great job. For the Red Mountain Mountain Lions, you've got, I believe that's number 80. And that is, let me get the name here for you, folks, Francis Kumi, outside linebacker. You got 74, Francis Saucedo, who is a guard and defensive lineman. You've also got number 13, Garrett Straw, who's the quarterback.
And number 6.
And number 6, who is Isaac Thompson, outside linebacker slash strong safety, is senior. Huge game, Rich.
So, Todd, the breeze changed. Since I walked up here, the breeze was now then going from south to north, so it's kind of swirling a little bit, and it's actually picking up. You can probably hear a little bit in the...
You're a little hot on the mic. I was going to ask you to move it away.
Hello.
You have such a booming voice, Rich. There you go. Better.
The wind is swirling. That's the message, and you can probably hear a little bit in the microphone of the wind coming through.
Yeah, I'll tell you what it's going to do is it's going to really affect possibly the passing game, especially deep throws. And Pinnacle, there's so many ways we can attack you on offense. We don't have to throw the ball down the field. We've got a good short passing game, a good running game. Red Mountain is the same way. If you look at it, there's a lot of similarities. They're a very well-coached team, Red Mountain is. And again, only 2 losses on the year. So Pinnacle's going to come out, and it looks like we are going to be kicking off to Red Mountain to start this. So the hit squad, the special teams on the year, has been fantastic for the Pioneers. And to kick the ball, is it 82 or 87, Rich? I'm trying
Give
to
you a
grab
number
it.
here. 87 is going to kick off.
That's Dominic Percy.
And back deep to receive for Red Mountain is number 4 and number 5.
Well, let's see what happens. Our kickoff team has been good all year. We really did a nice job last week. See if we go deep or do something different. And it's going to be a pooch kick up to the left-hand side. Ball's going to hit the ground and then roll out of bounds at the 25. That'll be a penalty, and Red Mountain will have the ball to start with pretty good field position.
Okay, so here we go. So, Todd, do you know who won the toss?
I did not see who won that, actually. If we deferred or if we just
as
they won and took the ball. Good question.
Todd, as a coach, which would you prefer? Do you want to get it in the second half?
Yes. Almost every time.
Especially
because
knowing
it's
that
after, it's because after adjustments, without a question. So Red Mountain's quarterback is number 15, and that's Darren Smith. He's a senior, 6'2", 195, and they're going to come out in a traditional I formation look with the tight end and 2 receivers. Motion to twins, and it's going to be a handoff up the middle. Gain of maybe 3, pretty good initial hit. Was that Big Sam, number 52?
I think he got his hand on him, so hand off to 45, but it looked like he was tackled by his own player, number 76.
That Pinnacle defensive line that we just talked about him, number 52 is Big Sam Akwabu, pushing 300 pounds. He's an absolute beast and a force in there. Number 95 is a very quick defensive end, Clark Ray. On the right side, you have, I believe that's Drew Acor, number 71, and number 81 for the Pioneers on the defensive line. Of course, is, let me see here, that's
Shane Sunday.
Yeah, Shane Sunday. And we're going to have a run over to the left-hand side.
Hand off to number 35, tackle by 20.
So Trevor Crawford, the safety on the tackle. In fact, that is your starting safety along with Kyle Bryant. You see a lot of rotation. Clay's up. He'll be in there quite a bit. Starting corners are number 23, Quentin Powell, excuse me. And then number 28 is Jack Havner. Your linebacking crew tonight, number 51 is in there for the Pioneers, and that's a little different than what we normally go, and that is, let's see here, trucks, I don't
51, no, it's 59, 29, and 31.
Okay, so 59 is Sam Terpstra, and it's going to be a run over to the left-hand side. Great job by the Pioneers, and we're going to have our first 3 and out with a great job of pursuit by Pinnacle, and we've got a Pioneers.
So that was a handoff to number 22, and that was number 11, Kyle Bryant, coming in to make the tackle, and that's 25.
Amlik Juntman.
Yeah, Amlik, who looks a little bit beat up on the right knees, kind of hobbling off. He's sitting down now.
He's going to sit down. His ankle, I think he's had some ankle issues this week. Amlik, boy, what a great player. He's got the all-time school record for solo tackles at 70 coming into tonight for a single season, and they're going to help him off the field. He's trying to gut it out. He's such a tough kid.
Yeah, so he's walking off on his own, which is great to see. So here it is, Todd, 4th and 3. And
good start.
Red Mountain's bringing in the punting crew. Looks like the punter is going to be number 25.
And you have two returners back. Number 3 is the receiver, Marcus Libman. And I'm trying to catch the number on the
That's
other.
23, our man, Quentin Powell.
Yeah.
Speed. That's what that is.
Fastest guy on the field. Quentin with 6 interceptions on the year. He's one shy of tying an all-time Pioneer record for the season. And they're going to let that one bounce. And Pinnacle's going to take over probably around the 21, 22-yard line. There we go.
Great start. 3 and out. That's
It
exactly what
absolutely
we like to
is.
see.
Absolutely is.
Big game tonight, right? The loser goes home and plays golf. The winner moves on to a neutral site into the semifinals for the bracket.
Worth mentioning, this is the 7th time or 8th time, I think I'll have to look at school history. We've made it to the second round of the playoffs. The Pinnacle football Pioneers have never made it to the 3rd round. If we win tonight, we've made history.
And the 3rd round, just for the viewers,
that's the Final Four.
3rd round is semifinals, right?
It is.
Final Four.
The Final Four.
The winner of that
Correct.
plays the weekend after at ASU Sun Devil Stadium for the state championship, Division 6A.
Pinnacle's going to come out with quad receivers to the right, quarterback J.D. Johnson under center, Red Mountain in a quick 3-man, and J.D. is going to fake it and then just turn it up and try to pick up a yard. It looks like Red Mountain had scouted that out, whatever formation we were running, that diamond formation, if you will, and that play did not work. So we're going to now come up with 2nd and 10. Outstanding offensive line for your Pioneers, anchored by the center, Verbalitis. You've got the right guard, Odea. The right tackle is number 77 for the Pioneers, and that is Dylan Milbrath. The left tackle, Tosh Baker. And Mickelson is your left guard. Going to be handoff over the middle, and a little bit of room.
Up to number 8.
Kenji Rowland, who keeps those legs moving. Folks, look at this.
That's beautiful.
Look at this. First down,
That should be
Kenji
a
Rowland.
first. That's absolutely a first down.
This kid, I'm going to tell you something, man. I am so impressed with Kenji the past 3 weeks. Here's a kid that started the year and halfway through the year was playing DB. And he has not played running back since the earlier level. Man, this kid's come along. Quick pitch over to the left-hand side.
Over to Kenji Rowland again, making some moves.
Yep, Kenji for another 4. But I don't think there's a player that's improved more in the past 3 weeks than number 8, Kenji Rowland.
Hey, so there was a gain of about 4, maybe 5 yards there. Actually, just a little bit more than 5. So, Todd, on the very first play was an opening, was a pass, and the coverage was pretty good by Red Mountain. And we, by the way, very often in the opening drive, very first play, we run that pass play.
Well,
so they probably knew it was coming.
This is a tough defense we're playing tonight. As good as we've seen all year, except for maybe Jay Sarah. JD this time is going to dial it up. We've got a lot of wind, and that's going to be up. But a great job by, I believe, Marcus Libman.
That is Marcus Libman, number 3.
That's what you call a ball hawk. When you throw it into a tight window like that with 3-4 kids that can get it, there's the basketball side of Marcus coming out. He's a two-sport athlete to go up and grab that at its highest point.
So well-designed play, too. We actually had two offensive players out there with only one defender and the safety trying to catch up.
Quick run over to the left-hand side. Great blocking up front to get a pretty good hole, and that's going to be good for about 5 yards. I tell you, a huge key to tonight's game, Rich, because, again, this defense is good. All 4 of their secondary, all 4 are looking at playing at the next level in college. They are good. Their middle linebacker was the player of the week last week. Their D-line, as you can see, these are some big kids. They get corn-fed, and they get plenty of pizza, let me tell you. These are not some small kids. 2nd and 5, it's motion. And it's going to be
keeper.
JD's going to keep it, and he's got a little bit of room to the 20, down to the 15, and good job, JD Johnson, to get down to the 11-yard line. So
actually, he's down to the 14-yard line, but nonetheless, what a tremendous play.
Pinnacle on the move. Again, folks, if you'd like a shout-out from home tonight, we'd love to give you a little love. Just text me at 623-687-6003. Let me know your name, where you're texting from, what player or players or coaches, or if you're just a fan of where you're following, and obviously where you're from. Oh, geez. Holding call. Wow, that hurts.
That's tough. And I'll tell you what, though, I do like the play calls and the cadence here.
First, I do too.
Right, first was a pass, and they had good coverage. And JD was taken down at the line of scrimmage. Then we ran Kenji up the middle for a first down. Then we ran Kenji again for 5 yards, and it opened up Libin on that play on the right to go deep to get us down there. Unfortunately, though, on this call,
it's going to create 2nd and 9. And the wind is swirling left to right. Not an easy night to throw the ball, for sure. And they've got a really good secondary. So Red Mountain is showing 6 guys on the line. We're going to motion to twins. JD is going to roll to his left. He's looking. And he doesn't quite have enough pepper to get that to a complete
Intended
ball.
for number 1.
It's going to create a 3rd and 9 from the 30, we'll call it the 37-yard line of Red Mountain. And that's what's going to be hard to watch because we're thrown into the wind right now. Very stout secondary, good secondary, fast. You know, the offensive line for us tonight, if we run the ball, if we can run downhill, 3rd and 9, that's going to be tough. But we're in 4-down territory, I think, right here anyway. So we'll see what we dial up. Offensive coordinator Mike Brown, we call him Doc Brown from back.
Yes, we got Trips on the left.
Trips left, yeah, we've got a 3-man line. They're going to send another one for 4th.
Fumble and picked up by JD.
And JD
He's
gets
scrambling.
out of trouble. He's got to get rid of that, and he does. And it's complete. It's a 20-yard line up to the 15 to the 10.
Number
Cade
13.
Horton, number 13. That's a touchdown, Pioneers. Holy cow! Wow.
So broken play. That's the talent and the skill of JD and the team.
He did that last week, too.
And I'm sorry, number 13, what was his name?
Cade Horton.
So Cade, for a way for him to be able to get open, recognizing that the play was broken, went to the open area, JD saw him and hit him.
That was unbelievable. What a play by Cade Horton. Let me tell you. And what a play by JD to be able to get that off and to accomplish what he did. That's going to be an early 6-0 lead. PAT pending.
And that's Jansen Malvic, number 82.
And that is perfect. Let me tell you, we talk about a lot of stats on this program. Let me tell you one that's really cool. 2 seasons in a row, we have not missed a PAT. Not one. Oh, wait a minute. Dylan last year, when he filled in a couple times, I take that back. But our kickers, our starting kickers have not
Well,
missed.
I think Jansen Malvic is probably up right around that 60 mark. Do you happen to have the number of how many consecutive PATs?
Well, on
season?
this year, I don't have last year, but I do have this year's. And let me pull it up for you here in a moment. Pinnacle Special Teams, here we are. On the year, 65 for 65 coming into tonight. So that's now 66 for 66. Not bad.
And you know what, Todd? We've seen it. We're all football fans, and we see it at all levels, from NFL all the way down to Pop Warner. You miss the extra point, and that could be the difference in the game, especially we're anticipating a tight one tonight.
I like this. Shout out to number 1, Caleb Covington, the shiftiest guy on this field. It is his 18th birthday tonight.
Oh, happy birthday,
I didn't
Caleb.
hear from who, but thank you for that text. Oh, and here we go. This is a short kick. It's going to be fielded, and they're going to take it at about the 40. You know, here's the deal. We're not trying to, we don't have the booming leg that we've had in years past to get constant touchbacks. So what you're seeing from special teams coordinator Eric Ardall is a lot of different kicks this year, and a couple of them, we've had our share of onside. But we're not giving them a chance with the athletes deep normally to try and take it back. And Red Mountain, like any other team that we have, has a ton of athletes.
And we are mixing it up, too. Sometimes we are going long, sometimes medium. That was a little bit short. Not necessarily an onside or a medium pooch, but we're mixing it up.
Red Mountain in a pure spread look with 5 receivers. Plenty of time for the QB. He's going to hit the receiver in the flats, and he falls down at the 41-yard line. So, no harm, no foul. They picked up maybe a yard, and I believe that was Elliott on the reception.
Number 41.
Or 41, yes. So you're going to see a lot of different looks from Red Mountain. They're pretty balanced. Pinnacle, though, quick 7-0 lead. You got to like how it looks. This team scares me. They remind me a lot of Liberty. We've got double twins formation in the shotgun. And it's going to be a delayed draw handoff. Beautifully read up the middle. Okay, who is that, man? What a great job by the middle linebacker.
5'9".
That's Terpstra. Number 59, Terpstra, did a beautiful job of reading that and coming up and making a great play. And he had his buddies help clean it up.
Oh, he was on him. He shot the gap there. He wasn't being faked out. He saw that delayed inside handoff.
Yep.
Went right at the ankle, never let go.
So you got Greg Alley, number 7, on the right side of linebacker. And Alonso Maya, who typically plays the Mike position middle quite a bit this year, is over on the left-hand side tonight. So it's going to be third. We've got some pressure coming up the middle. It's going to unload it, but great coverage by Pinnacle. Good penetration from that defensive line. I believe that was Shane Sunday that got in and got some pressure.
It was Shane. It got him around on the right side, put pressure on him, and he intended for the receiver number 4. And then number 7, Greg Alley, was all over him. Just heard footsteps, didn't catch it.
You know, Shane Sunday, number 81, plays both sides of the ball. 3 sacks on the year. And now the second straight 3 and out for this Pinnacle defense, who's really kind of come on strong at the end of this year. Great job, guys. Snaps back, and we have 2 returners. This one, we're going to have a chance. That's
Taken
26.
by 3, number
up to the 30.
Libman.
Yeah, Marcus Libman. Not a lot of room. But, you know, again, two and out. So, you know, shout out to defensive coordinator Andrew Hurley, who's a former player here, still holds the sack record all time for the Pioneers. kind of crazy how many he had. I think he had like 20-something. But the defense is steadily getting better and better.
You know, Andrew actually used to, I talk about it every once in a while, some of the kids that came through this, through Pinnacle, I coached them in flag football. Andrew Hurley helped me one year.
Oh, did he really?
It was a lot
I didn't
of
know
fun.
that.
Yeah, long time ago. I'm not even sure if you
You're
remember
going way back
me.
in time,
Oh, yeah.
2010?
I'm really, I think it was more like 1984.
You're
No, I'm
old,
just
Rich.
kidding.
So trip receivers to the left. JD's going to come out in the shotgun. And Kenji Rowland is going to come over, fake handoff. JD's going to hit that seam pattern, and it's complete to Caleb coming to the 45, all the way down to the 40, down the 37-yard line.
Happy birthday.
Happy 18th birthday, Caleb Covington. Here's a ball for you, huh? He's had a heck of a year, folks, on offense. Caleb is so good. Was a former running back for the Pioneers and gladly made the switch to wide receiver this year. You get him to hit the ball in the open field, it's dangerous. Double twins look, JD, play action. And he's going to throw the out pattern. Beautiful ball, complete down to the 25 to the 20, still on his feet up to, I believe, about the 16. And did he dial it up for Caleb again? Nope, that's Marcus Libman. So Covington and Libman. Number 3 is Libman, number 1 is Covington. Both are having amazing years for the Pioneers receiving the ball.
So that's a timeout called by, I believe, Red Mountain. Yep. So, Todd, that's when a tight game like this, if you expect it to be a tight game, one of the things that you always fall back to is get the ball to your talent.
Absolutely. The athletes. I'm going to go back to, okay, listen, we've gone through, and you opened up this earlier. When we started the year, I went back and watched the film, from the very first game against Perry. So we had Spencer at quarterback, top QB in the country. We had Matty Goodlow, who a lot of people thought was one of the top 3 running backs. Neither one of them are with us anymore, one for different reasons. This is the most resilient team and deep team. And there was an article once going, Pinnacle pulls running backs out of nowhere. When Matty was gone, you lose Spencer, what do you get? Well, you get JD. Did you see that ball just there? There's a reason he's got 4 D1 offers, and he'll have more. He puts smoke on the ball at a 15-yard out that you don't see from high school kids. And then you get Kenji Rowland, a kid that wasn't even on the running back roster to start the year. Okay, you have Matty Goodlow. Then you have, okay, what are we going to do? Junton fills in. Caleb Covington can play it. Alonzo Maya can play it. And Kenzie now has grabbed that opportunity, and, man, he owns it. He's killing it.
And I think we can expect to see the same thing next year. We're not losing a lot of seniors this year.
Oh, next year's team is going to be strong, dude. strong. So here we go. Pinnacle down at 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line.
Kenji Rowland in the backfield.
Bunch formation. Now it's motion, and it's going to be a handoff up the middle. Good patient run following an outstanding hole by that offensive line. Man, it all starts up front, though, Rich. If it sounds like I have a man crush on the offensive line, maybe a little bit.
No,
but I'm just telling you how special this group is.
You and I are the
so
same.
good.
We like this type of football. Let it be won in the trenches.
Tom Burke, outstanding job.
And you run 1 or 2 plays like that in a row, and it opens up your pass for a fade into the right corner. See if I get it right.
Cade Horton motion. It's going to be a play action. JD rolls to his left, and he's going to put it up, and he just kind of got rid of that one. Pretty good coverage. Again, that coverage on Red Mountain on the backside is usually very tough. Quick shout out to number 14, Anthony Amen. Back-to-back 1,000-yard and 10 TD seasons as a sophomore. He's training to take over the state. Love you, son, Mom, and Big Daddy to Anthony. So glad you're watching, and thank you for the shout out. So Pinnacle now with a 3rd, and we'll call it 5 from the 16-yard line. Twin receivers to the left, JD in the shotgun. Red Mountain runs a stunt on the D line. Ball is complete down to the 5 to the 4-yard line. That's going to be first down yardage and create a 1st and goal for Pinnacle. And Cade Horton again on the reception.
That is 1st and goal from the 4-yard line.
So Cade Horton, he was injured earlier in the year, has come on to really do a nice job for the Pioneers. Coming into tonight, he had 8 receptions, tacked 2 more on. 11.3 average for Cade Horton.
Sorry.
J.D. Johnson's on target tonight, folks. Looking good. Quarterback of the Pioneers, under center. And here comes big. I think that's Matt Mickelson, usually the guard. They're starting to use him in fullback situations.
Yep, number 70, Mickelson. Man, he's big.
I'm going to tell you what. I had a chance to talk to Tom Burke, the O-line coach, after the last game. And we talked about Matt Mickelson. He is going to be at the next level. Any college that takes a shot on this kid, he is really going to be an asset. He's so athletic for a big guy. 2nd and goal.
Now we've got number 31 in the backfield, but that's a fake and an inside handoff to.
Is that Kenji?
It was Kenji Rowland for a touchdown.
Touchdown, Pioneers! Kinsey Rowan continues to roll, and roll. Nice. Man.
Todd, don't hurt yourself. I'm getting concerned about
Hey,
you.
I like it. Roll, and roll.
I know, but
right?
it sounded like you busted your gut there.
That came from my diaphragm. Thankfully, I got a big enough gut to handle that. It works. That's without the hot dogs and Halloween candy, too.
You've been a good boy this year.
Yes, I have. 13-0 Pinnacle, snaps down, kicks up, and we are still perfect on the year for PATs. Number 67. Outstanding.
It's just great. So 4:54 left in the first quarter. We're up 14-0. No turnovers, right? And so let's see, 2 drives on both teams.
What a difference.
It was three plays and out, twice on Red Mountain. And when we had the ball and we drove, we scored touchdowns both times. That's a good pattern to be in.
You compare this to last week when we went down 17-3. Credit to the kids, credit to the coaches. This is a really good football team that we're absolutely dominating.
We
look
really disciplined, and I'm going to go back to right where you were saying on the offensive line. So here we are again, 87. 87 is here to kick off, and now with Red Mountain made an adjustment, they only have 1 receiver back.
All right, you might see a pooch right down the middle to about the 30-yard line. Let's see what happens. It's Dominic Percy. Yeah, that's exactly what they do. They angle it over to the 20. I like it. That's a great kick. Fielded at the 20, but he can't go anywhere. Think about how effective that is. You know, hats off, Coach Ardall. Coach Eric Ardall, hats off to you. You know, he's not giving their athletes a chance to get one deep on us on special teams. And I'm telling you, that makes a huge difference, you know, and throughout the game. It really does.
It does. So really like what we're seeing. Lots of really good discipline. In fact, the only mistake that we saw was a holding penalty on JD's run out to the outside.
We're very crisp so far. We've really come out strong. Red Mountain's going to come out, offset I formation, tight end to the left. Pinnacle in our traditional 4-3. Haven't seen any wrinkles as of yet. And the QB for Red Mountain, that's number 15, Darren Smith. He's a senior, 6'2", 195. He's going to pitch it over to the left. A little bit of room, and what a hit. Ooh. Holy cow. Sometimes you're the hammer, and sometimes you're the nail. Who was that?
That
was
was 81. The Shane Sunday is the hammer.
Shane Sunday just put the sledgehammer hat on, and boy, did he really have a nice hit on that play. Oh, you know, it's credit to the running back for Red Mountain for popping right up there, but man, he got waylaid. Remember that word from the 80s, waylaid?
Oh, yeah. And by the way, that's going to send a message. Don't run it towards Shane Sunday.
Second and 7 on a play action. They're going to go over the middle. Oh, almost intercepted.
By Kyle Bryant. So Kyle saw that the whole way, and he stepped up really fast, just went right out of his arms.
Here's the deal. Kyle Bryant has 5 interceptions on the year. Quentin Powell has 6. Kyle not only is a single season leading yardage reception guy, he's the all-time reception leader, interception yardage guy for Pinnacle High School. And he still has games that could have tacked on and padded to his record. Kyle will look at that again and go, I should have had that one. 3rd and 7, Twins right for Red Mountain, Twins left. And they're going to try to throw a quick hook pattern. It's good, but a great job and a good hit from the safety position. Speaking of number 11, Kyle Bryant.
That actually was Alonzo Maya, 31 out of the middle linebacker position.
Oh, was that Maya?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good catch, Rich.
And you know what? You can tell him a lot. Alonzo Myers got such discipline on the tackle. He gets really low, drives his shoulder.
It is 4th and maybe half a yard. And they're down 14 already. Trevor Crawford come running off the field. Pioneers trying to make sure they've got everything. I'm wondering if they may go for this.
No, they're switching them out now. Here comes the punting unit.
Trevor Crawford now coming back in, and Marcus Libman coming out. So basically, starting defense is going to be on here. Oh, they gave him the first down. Did they measure?
They did. No, that's what happened. They gave him the first down. You and I both missed that. They gave them the first down.
It looked like it was 4th and 1. It wasn't just us. I mean, all right, well, Red Mountain, their first down of the game. It's going to be a play action, and they've got a wide open receiver, and it's dropped. Good play design,
Yeah, it was intended number 90. He's actually a pretty big guy, too.
Well, he's usually a lineman. That's why he was wide open. They ran a tackle eligible there. And that's when you don't have any receivers to the right. Of course we're not going to guard him because you're not expecting him to catch the ball. Good play design, but he couldn't hold on to that, number 90.
So talk about that on the eligibility. So did he have to announce to the referees that he was eligible or anything like that?
No, you really don't. I mean, if you're the furthest most player on the line of scrimmage on one side of the ball, you're eligible to catch pass. So Red Mountain 2nd and 10. Give me a handoff left side, just a basic dive play. Good for about 4 or 5. host of Pioneers in on the tackle. Rich, you get some numbers for us?
It's a little bit tough. I will tell you that it was number 59 on the initial hit.
Got another shout out on third. Oh, well, I'll get to it in a minute. 3rd and 5 on defense. And they go in a quick count. Run's going to be over the middle, and I think he's going to get
let's see
enough.
where they spot. They're going to give it
first
to
down.
him.
So Red Mountain on the move, picked up their second first down on the drive. Quick shout out to Jack Habner from Grandpa and Lily in Lincoln, Nebraska, Cornhusker country. Glad you guys are tuned in.
Hey, we got some fast offense here now.
Handoff basically up the middle. Not a lot of room there. Nice job on the D-line.
It's a gain about a half a yard. I tell you what, to get that first down was it was actually a pretty good effort to be able to get that. It was close. So here we are, second down. They gained about a yard there.
I think that was Terpstra in on that tackle. Doing a nice job from that middle linebacker position. 2nd and 9 for Red Mountain. And they're going to motion over to the right. And it's going to be a quick drop back. Pass is complete. And first down yard, it shakes off a tackle all the way up to about the 37. So Red Mountain finding a little bit of success.
Yeah, that was complete to number 4. It was number 7. Well, actually, it was first number 23, Q, that was on him. He was able to shake that off, and Greg Alley came and took him out of bounds. It is a first down for Red Mountain.
Well, with 2:11 remaining in the first quarter and Pinnacle up 14, Red Mountain's getting their first real drive of the day. It's their 3rd possession. Double twins formation shotgun. And another play action. This time he's under pressure, escapes it, and he's going to dial it up deep. He's got a receiver open. Well, good closing speed on the safety. I can't catch which safety that
28,
was.
Havner.
Oh, Havner, that's a corner. So Jack Havner must have been locked up in man coverage. And they had a step, but pretty good closing speed. Not a bad throw by the quarterback for Red Mountain. That's, again, number 15,
It was
Darren
closing,
Smith.
and what it was too, really good timing. It, of course, everybody, the Red Mountain fans, wanted to call on that, one of the pass interference, but it was just really good timing.
So 2nd and 10 now. Smith, their quarterback, has 19 touchdowns, 11 picks on the year. Pretty good QB. He's going to go over the middle, and the ball's up in the air. It's going to be intercepted by Pinnacle.
Q, number 7.
Quentin Powell with number 7 on the year ties an all-time Pinnacle record, and he's up to the 25, up to the 30. He's got a little daylight to the 35, to the 40, after the race's 45-yard line. If it stands, that ties an all-time Pinnacle record single season for interceptions.
That's right. So there was a flag here about the 30-yard line on the Pinnacle side, opposite side of where the interception was.
Did they pick it up?
I don't see the flag anymore.
Yeah, maybe they picked it up. I don't know. No, they're calling something here. They haven't moved the chains. If this stands, Quentin Powell has tied a single season record for the Pioneers with interceptions, with number 7 on the year.
So that was intended for the Red Mountain receiver, and it looked like it was thrown into traffic and just bobbled up in the air, and Quentin was right in the right place. He had to make a move to get it, but he's got that type of speed. All right, so that was against Red Mountain, and it was declined.
Beautiful, baby. Beautiful. Congratulations, number 23, Quentin Powell, who we affectionately call Q, a kid that I had the pleasure of coaching for a while a couple of years ago when he was a sophomore playing up on varsity. You, sir, number 23, are now tied with the all-time single-season record of 7 interceptions in a year.
And well-deserved. We talked about it last week,
Q.
too. There was a nice, real short, a short article that was posted on Max Preps with a couple of questions and little interview process with Q, and talked about the leadership
amazing.
and his
He's
style.
a team captain, yeah.
He talked about his style of leadership was watch, right, by example.
Well,
watch the effort, watch the action.
He joins Bryce Colseri from the 2010 team and Dylan Armstrong from the 2011 team to have 7 interceptions on the year. Get one more, Q, break it. You can own it. JD under center, bunch formation to the right. We're going to go with the basic student body pitch, and Kenji Rowland's got a little bit of room. Look out, up to the 30, 25. He keeps the feet going up to the 20, down to the 17-yard line. Atta baby, Kenji. Atta baby, roll, and roll, all right?
I tell you, I know you said it just about every time he's carried it so far in this game.
Roll.
Now we're rolling, but it is really exciting to watch him play.
Kenji rolling. Love it. Rolling, Kenji rolling.
Keep those
That's
doggies
even
rolling.
better, Rich. I like that. So here we go. Why not dial it up again? Over to the left-hand side, up to the 15, down to the 13, 12-yard line. Those big boys up front on that offensive line love that play. Hey, Coach, just let me create snot bubbles in a hole, right? Can I do that, please?
So Kenji's running style, he sees the hole, he makes the move, he gets through it, but he knows he's about to get hit.
Yeah.
And he gets lower than the other guy, spins it out, and just keeps those feet moving.
And he follows his blocks so well. Man, I'm just so impressed with what Kenji's been doing. And it's going to be a fake. This time it's going to be a counter over to the left-hand side. Not sure who's got the ball. We'll have to
Number
wait
one.
for a second. That's Caleb Covington. Great athlete. Caleb Covington, you know, again, he was the main. Him and 25, Amlik Junton, were the main ball carriers last year at running back, kind of back and forth. And both got removed to different positions this year. And Caleb from that slot position, there's a reason for that. You get that kid in the open field, he's just look out. But now we're going to it's going to create a 3rd and maybe 5 for the Pioneers. J.D. Johnson, junior quarterback, coming under center. Marcus Lidman split to your right. Full house look, kind of a T-bone. And we're going to throw the ball. It's going to be a fade up to Marcus. And almost, just a tiny bit overthrown
Just
into the
out
wind.
of his reach.
That'll create 4th down. We going to kick a field goal here? What are we doing? Yep, here comes number 87, Dominic Percy, to attempt a field goal and to put Pinnacle up with 30 seconds left in the first half, 17-0, which would be...
I got a good idea for tonight's game plan. What do you say we score every drive? Like that plan?
Well, you know, as John Madden used to say, well, yes, the advantage is you score more points than the next guy. Yes, I would agree. From the 13-yard line, that'll create about a 30-yard field goal, guys. Snaps down. Kick is up, and it looks pretty good from here. Beautiful.
It is good.
Money, baby. Attaboy, Dominic. So that's 17-0. Special teams are doing well. Offense is doing well. Defense is doing great. I did not, you know what? I mean, I'm really thrilled to see this because, honestly, that's a better team than what we played last week in Desert Ridge. No offense to Desert Ridge. This is a good football team. And, man, we're hitting on all cylinders.
We are. So
really impressive.
just nearing the end of the first quarter, there's 25 seconds left. We're up 17-0. 3 drives, 3 scores. And
Okay.
conversely, Red Mountain, 3 drives and
Yes.
to punt it.
So again, folks, if the shout-out line, if you want to text and do a shout-out to one of the players, hit me up at 623-687-6003, and let me know who you are, where you're texting from, and what players, coaches, or just in general the team, whatever your message is. Of course, it's a family program, nothing even PG rated. Here comes the kick, and it's going to be off to the right-hand side. Their deep guy's finally getting the shot at it. 17 up to 20-25. Good coverage on that side. 5, 6, 7 Pioneers in on that.
Yeah, and that was number 4 on the carry. His helmet came off. I think it was number 15 on Pinnacle who got there first.
It was a great job by Nate Hull, sophomore.
Yeah, sophomore. In fact, Nate, we called him in some of the JV games, so it's great to see him. They brought him up for these the remaining varsity games.
You know, you mentioned earlier that this junior class, how talented they are. Again, folks, for the past 2 seasons, the Pinnacle Pioneer JV team has gone undefeated. The only 2 undefeated teams in school history have been the JV squad the past 2 years. You think the future's bright? You might want to wear some shades. Motion to twins. And it's going to be a handoff over to the left-hand side. This time he's got a pretty good hole, and he gets open field up to the 50, down to Pinnacle territory, the 47
That was number 35 on the run, and Kyle Bryant, number 11 on the tackle.
Good-looking run from Ty McElroy.
So for those fans that are tuning in, if you didn't know, Todd's actually a very big music fan. In fact, really, really good. We at the Jay Sarah game on the drive home, good 7.5 hours, we played Name That Tune, and I don't think anybody could get it as fast as Todd. And all genres, all years, it was pretty impressive.
I'm full of useless knowledge.
Yeah, wear your shades at night because the future's so bright. I'm sure you'll pull out a few more.
Dire Straits, baby, 1984. So that's going to be, gosh, with that holding penalty, though, great run by Red Mountain, but there might have been a reason for that. Somebody might have been mugged in the process. Now we got 1st and 15. Good call, though. We should do music shout-outs all night, Rich, right? Figure out who it is. So 1st and 15 for Red Mountain at this point now. On the right hash, and they're going to go motion to the right-hand side. Boy, that Pinnacle defense has just done an amazing job. You're seeing a couple of different wrinkles on this. Number 31 is Alonzo Maya, and you saw this last week as one of the adjustments that the coaching staff made at halftime, which was, by the way, again, one of the best adjustments I've seen all year. Is they'll bring Alonzo up from that linebacker position, and he'll be playing on the line to create more of a 5-man front. And when they're expecting run heavy, instead of keeping the linebackers back 3 yards off the ball, they're just basically getting them up on the line of scrimmage.
I don't know what's going on out here, but they blew the whistle. They didn't throw a flag. They talked to the QB for Red Mountain. Now they're having a union meeting in the middle. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, good question. Did they put some stickum on the ball? Oh, no. Okay.
End of the quarter.
So the end of Q1, folks, your Pinnacle Pioneers have come out looking strong against an extremely good team. A little corporate sponsor time. Let's go to our championship sponsor, Hayes Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. These guys help make everything happen for us, so thank you to Hayes. We've got the touchdown sponsor of Marley's. They're the trade sponsor. Team captain sponsors Coach to Health. Big Blue sponsor, Angel Dentistry, Barbershop Jack, Wright Toyota. And the Pioneer sponsor, there's a bunch of them. AZ Regenerative Medicine, Clark Hill Legal and Professional Services, Decalash, Grimaldi's, Maine Pediatrics, Morgan Stanley, and Premier Solar Solutions. But again, a very special thank you to our top sponsor, Hayes Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. So the end of one, Rich. So far, so good, huh?
So far, so great. So we had talked earlier about how when we look at all the stats and review the matchups, we try to put in our own thoughts and what we've seen this year and make your predictions. We thought it was going to be a really tight game. So far, it's the opposite of what we thought it was going to be.
I expected a 7-point game.
Granted, it's only one quarter.
Yeah, you're right.
Nonetheless, though, like what we see, like the control.
They look really good. They look as sharp as they have in weeks. So play action, and the quarterback falls down. Good coverage down the field, Pinnacle had.
I think he was ready to throw it. He just couldn't plant his back foot, his right foot. It just slipped right out from under him, right about the 19, 20-yard line.
From a down and distance perspective, they're now looking at 2nd and 24.
2nd and 22.
22, maybe. Tim downstairs just helped me with that.
Yeah, every once in a while, Tim gets it.
If you hear that familiar voice, folks, it's because the loudspeaker's right above us, so you're going to hear Tim in the background calling the game in the stadium. So 2nd and 22, and it's going to be a delayed draw. Pinnacle's all over it. Well, they were. Sneaks free to pick up maybe 4 or 5. Good penetration into the backfield. Running back found a little bit of daylight.
Yeah, we're still all over it. I mean, it's we were fortunate there with the quarterback falling in a long second down, but now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, we're still in good shape.
Over 15, so it's about 3rd and, I don't know what it is, 3rd and 17, I want to say.
Well, let's go back to the second half of last week. We won the battle 35-0. So you want to do in the playoffs in the past, 4 quarters, we're up 52-0 the way we're playing. Plenty of time to throw. Good coverage downfield, and here comes the linebacker to put pressure on, and that ball is going to be dropped with a great hit right as it came by number 23, Quentin Powell.
So that was intended for number 16 on Red Mountain, and Quentin was all over him.
That a baby Q. He plays big, man. He plays so big.
Baby Q, is that what you just called him?
I said add a baby Q. Yes.
Number 3, Quentin Powell, number 23, back deep.
All righty, so here we go. We've got
Libman and Q, number 23, back deep for Pinnacle about the Pinnacle 40 and 45-yard line.
Shout out again to Don Ardall in Wisconsin. Just got a text. Thank you, Don. Glad you're with us.
You owe me $20.
Yeah, Rich says you owe money. The ball's going to come up to about the 47-yard line. Don comes out to watch spring training games. I've been to a couple games with him and Eric. So maybe you'll have to collect then. You might have to show up and have a hot dog and a beverage.
I'd rather keep it running. I mean, as long as I don't say anything really bad tonight, they might invite me back again to help you out next year.
I hope so.
So if they do, maybe we can keep that bet rolling. We'll just keep doubling it up.
So the Pioneers take over at the 47-yard line in Red Mountain territory, up 17-0 early in the second quarter. Man, it couldn't go better.
It could. We could score right here. Just kidding.
4-man front for Red Mountain. JD we're going to have Kenji Rowland, motion left, empty set. Red Mountain gets a little bit of pressure. JD does a nice job of escaping, and he's got a little bit of room. He's going to run this up to about the 41-yard line, pickup of 6.
Johnson on the keeper.
That's the thing about that empty set. When you do that, you put a lot of pressure on that defense to make sure they've got coverage everywhere. If the QB breaks contain, it's usually at least 5 yards you can get up the field.
Hey, and I'll tell you what, they sent Kenji Rolling out in motion on the left side.
Right.
And when he hiked the ball, he was pretty close to the out-of-bounds line, and he turned it upfield. By the time JD ran out of bounds there, Kenji was in the end zone. That's how fast these guys are.
There's so much speed on this team. 2nd and 4, and it's going to be a counter to Caleb Covington, number 1, who's going to pick up maybe 2.
Covington, number 1 on the carry.
Think about Caleb. Now we got a penalty down. It was a late flag, so
Tackle made by
Yeah, I think there was some business going on there.
somebody's
out in the
giving somebody the
secondary.
business.
Yeah, not down below. It was back out in the
Well,
secondary.
no, they got
though.
a holding call on Pinnacle.
against the Pioneers.
So that's the second holding call of the game. Pioneers will go from 3rd and short to probably 2nd and we'll see where they mark it. Probably be about 2nd and 14.
Right where we want them, Todd. Right where we want them.
Yeah. You always love these 2nd and 3rd and longs, don't you?
I do because we've been able. Coach Doc Brown has been able to dial up plays to get first downs, and we just see it. It feels like it happens more often than not.
Well, tonight with the wind doing what it is, and with the strength of their secondary, you may not see us go deep that often.
Well, the wind is at our back right now.
It is going left to right, folks, on your screen. And motion, it's going to be a quick pitch over to the right-hand side, and not a lot of room. So that's going to create
23, the ball carrier.
About a gain of 1 there. So about a 3rd and 12.
Tackle made by number
Yep,
8.
3rd and 12. Quentin Powell, he tried. We're at the 49-yard line, so it'll be curious to see what the next call is. We haven't, though. This hasn't been the huck and chuck, go deep every play, which I think is smart. I really do.
It wasn't, but you got to like the thought, right? Let's get your fastest guy in motion, see if we can get him around the corner.
Well, you want your
Do something
athletes, if
different.
you can get your athletes in space.
We got trips left now.
Yep. And play action. JD's going to look left, and he is going to dial it up this time. We got him. Oh, almost open receiver down
That was
the middle.
Q. That was Q.
He had him, but here's where that wind comes into play. It was maybe a half-yard overthrown, and that wind is strong. So,
Yeah.
and it's at his back. So that pass normally without a strong wind is probably right on the money. But in that case, it wasn't. So it's going to create a 4th and 12. JD is your punter also.
So this is the first drive of the game that Pinnacle is going to punt. And
you-
by the way, we've seen fakes before.
Yeah, and they have 1 kid back. All right, I was going to say, yeah, in this formation, you can go for it just as easily as punt it. But at 4th and 12, and especially up 17, I'd be surprised if they do anything but kick this. That's exactly what they do. Nice hang time on that punt from JD. Going to be fielded at about the 6. He's got a little bit of room up to the 10 to the 15. Shakes off another tackle, but good job holding on.
Number
And a
21.
Good, strong tackle for Pinnacle from number 21. And Jacob Brady, yeah. Listen, Brady can play. He's a very talented
Is
kid.
that Jacob Brady or any relation to the coach of the freshman team?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah,
Father,
he can
son.
play. He can play OD, special teams, or wherever you put him on the field. He's a very talented kid. So Red Mountain will take over from their own, we'll call it 17 or 18-yard line. I like the shutout. It'd be great going in halftime with that shutout.
Well, we still got 9 minutes left in the quarter.
Tell you another good game to watch tonight, Chandler Mountain Point. Have to get some scoring updates at some point. Going to be motion to the left to go to twins for Red Mountain. And I formation, they're going to go right up the middle. They got a little bit of a hole. Running back's going to pick up the first down and more. He's going to get up to about the 32-yard line. He's a stout kid, isn't he?
35.
And that's,
Yeah, 35 on the carry.
yeah, he's a junior, 5'10", 190. So he's a load. They're going with the hurry up. West Coast offense look, no huddle. And they're going to feed it to him again up the middle. This time he ran into a wall.
Number 52, the big man.
35, the ball
Big Sam. Big bad Sam.
How do you say his last name?
Aquabu.
Aquabu.
Sam is a beast, man.
Aquabu just sounds like
280-pound tackle.
it just sounds like a disease. Why would you run into that guy? You're gonna get, I don't know, it's like you're stung by something.
He's a
But
good- he's
don't
a
get
funny
stung
kid,
by
too.
Aquabu.
He's a teddy bear off the field. He's a
Oh,
funny
yeah.
kid. 2nd and 12. Motion to the left. And they're going to go straight back. They're going to try to go deep, and they do have a step. That might be a penalty. Yep, here it comes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was. We
Yep.
ran into him.
it's all right.
I mean, there's no contesting that. That was interference.
Well, actually, it's not all right, but it's understood the flag was warranted.
Well, he had a step, and Jack Abner, did what he had to do. You don't want to give up 6 there. And in high school ball, it's not. You don't get it where the spot of the foul was. It's only a 10 or 15-yard penalty.
We have the replay working tonight.
I'm not sure.
I'd like to see that. I think their feet really just got tangled up.
He ran.
I don't think it was intentionally pass interference trying to stop him from catching it.
No, but he did. He ran into him. He knocked him off course.
Yeah.
Whether he would have been able to catch that ball or not is a different story.
Yep.
But he did. It was interference.
Against the Pioneers.
So Red Mountain's got a first down.
Pass interference.
And they're at the 54-yard line.
So 1st and 10. And another I formation straight up the gut play. Running back makes a nice move, picks up another 9 or 10. So they're finding a little bit of success right up the middle with that I formation, just basic dive play.
Yeah, they're doing. They're handing off to that big guy, number 35. You said, what was he, a $190?
Yeah. Pinnacle is taking out Clark Ray and putting in a little bit more size than number 84, Anthony Franklin. He's a 230-pound sophomore coming in at defensive end. And on a 2nd and short, got a stoppage of play. See what they want here.
They had something when the wide receiver had an equipment problem. New wide receiver in for Red Mountain. Here we go.
Quick update on scores. Thank you, Matt Higgins in Ohio, for this. Chandler 14, Mountain Point 0 early. And it's going to be a play action. Under pressure, escapes, and doesn't get away this time. Picks up maybe 2. Nice job on backside pursuit.
Yeah, by Shane Sunday,
Yeah.
number 81. Alonzo Maya assisted as well. He
Yeah.
came up from the linebacker position.
You know, he for that QB, you know, in the pocket, he does a pretty nice job. That's number 15, Darren Smith, being able to get away and escape pressure. So a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 for Red Mountain.
All right, Pinnacle, take a deep breath. Let's close the gaps.
Motion to the left. And quick drop back. Ball's complete to the 37. First down yardage all the way down to the 26.
Pass complete, Rivera.
So Red Mountain on the move.
They are.
No huddle. Quick shout out again to Jack Havner from Kapa, Hawaii, from Megan. All right, Megan. Aloha.
And look
Thank
what
you
they're
for
doing
tuning in.
on Red Mountain, right? They're running it right up the gut, and they're opening up for some of these short passes for another first down.
Yeah, it's the West
Game
Coast
here.
look. You know, you look at the 49ers from the 80s that started all this, it really reminds you with the way they try to attack you. And it's going to be a handoff again up the middle, and another 10 yards. So Red Mountain finally getting untracked on offense. They put together a pretty nice little drive. Clay Zupke, the safety, number 24, in on that stop.
So Todd, that was the same. That was the run again just on the right side. It looked like it went out on the C gap, and that's where that hole was. It looked like almost every time now.
The interior, they're having some success on the interior. I'm not really watching the blocking schemes to see if they're pulling anybody or really what they're doing, but they are getting some holes opened up for
They
sure.
got a pretty big guy in there, number 79. You can see him on the right side. I'm going to keep our eyes on him and see if he's the one who's creating some of those holes.
Well, you said size. Let's take a look at this kid. Jasper Parks, okay. You ready for this?
I'm going to say, let me guess, he's 6'7". No, he's 6'8".
Okay.
And he's 270.
You're close, but not really. He's 6'6". 6'6", 3 Benjamins, a 10, and a 5. He's 315.
Oh, my God.
He's 6'6", 315. Looks like we got a measurement to see if it's a first down.
Yeah, he joined the wrong fraternity. He should be playing for
6'6".
Pinnacle.
6'6", 315? Come on.
That's big.
That is a big right
All
tackle.
right, we're going to watch that right side of the line now if we can see what's happening. On a second.
His name is Jasper Parks. He's
on a
big
second
boy.
and inches.
They're going to actually overload that right-hand side. So they've got a tight end over there, offset eye to the right. Might want to. It's probably going to be right down the middle of the right. They may play action here though. Go for a quick score. Just 2 receivers out split. Nope. They're going to test that right side. And good job on that defensive end spot.
And they're not going to get it. In fact, they're going to get a loss here.
Great job on that left defensive end spot. Wasn't sure. Let me see who that was that came up and made that stick. Greg Alley. So the linebacker came up, but again.
Yeah, it was number 7, Greg Alley. So, hey, that pushed him back like another yard. Now it's 3rd and 2. And about the 19-yard line.
Well, they got Clark Ray back at. Clark Ray is a very good defensive end. He's more of a speed guy. He's not that big. He's about 190.
But, you know, they didn't hand off to big number 35 in the backfield. They handed off to 23, who's in the backfield again.
So 3rd and 2, this time from the shotgun. And it's going to QB keeper up the middle. He finds a little bit of a seam, and he's going to pick up the first down.
So actually, I don't know what you call that. That wasn't the usual QB. That was number 28, one of the running backs.
So
he's the one who took the snap.
Yeah, that's Deonce Elliott, a 5'10", 180-pound junior running back. So, yeah, they're the Wildcat. When you take the running back, take the quarterback out, yeah, pretty much Wildcat look. So, fresh set of downs for Red Mountain. 5 minutes, 45 and counting. 17-point lead. Pinnacle D is going to try to stiffen up
Same thing here, and let's say switch quarterbacks. He's number 28. He's playing the quarterback now.
Yeah, they're going to a Wildcat look. And the ball's on the ground.
Snap.
Tries to pick it up. Pinnacle, I think.
Pinnacle recovered.
We
did. Say he was down. No,
That's
Pinnacle
a turnover.
Ball. That was number 81, Shane Sunday.
Shane Sunday comes up with a huge turnover for the Pioneers. And just when Red Mountain's trying to draw a little bit closer, a gigantic turnover. And again, coming into tonight, we were plus 17 on turnovers, on turnover ratio. That's turnover number 28 on the year for the Pioneers.
That's
huge.
Awesome.
Now, Red Mountain hasn't been bad. They're plus 15. They've taken the ball away 32 times. So more than we have on the season.
Boy, that was just great. I love the momentum shift. Immediately you can feel it.
Huge.
As Red Mountain was driving and moving the ball down, making first downs. Nope, not now.
So with trips to the right, we're going to go an empty set look with J.D. Johnson, and they didn't blow that dead. Interesting. And nice hard throw, complete over to the 45 to the 50. We're off to the races,
That's
down to the
Marcus
40, 45,
Littman.
30, 25, and up to, still on his feet, 23-yard line. What a strike by J.D. Johnson on that skinny post.
And I'll tell you what, he had multiple steps on him, lots of room to run. It looked like they had some speed that caught up to Littman, but it also, I think I'd like to see him just keep running, head right down the line. It looked like he slowed down and let the defense catch up to him a little bit.
Marcus Littman is knocking on the door. He had 953 yards receiving coming into tonight. He's got to be close to 100 now from what I've seen, 80. The all-time record was set back by Alex Zamazinik, I think, with 1,062. But Marcus, I think Dan Galindo and Hayden Hatton are above him, at 1,001 and 1,029. Keyless Rose from 2014 timeframe, 1,056. Marcus is knocking on the door. He's already fifth all-time. But with tonight's effort, you might see him break into the top three, maybe more. Good start. Pioneers 1st and 10. Give me a hand off to Kenji Rowland. No, it's J.D. keeping the ball. They were trying to run the option to the right-hand side. Great play fake, had me.
Yeah, so it was an option with a play action on the inside and the option. And actually, J.D., you could see him look up. He was looking to make that
with Caleb.
But saw that there was a player on Caleb.
Yeah, you don't want to turn it over down here deep. And he still picked up 5.
That's
so
right.
Good decision by J.D.
Smart QB.
And it's going to be a quick pitch over to the right-hand side. And Kenji Rowland is going to battle just to get back close to the line of scrimmage. Now going to create a 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6, and that was number 7 on Red Mountain that penetrated there and was able to get his hands and slow Kenji down.
Boy, I'll tell you, we get the ball first in the second half. If we can knock it in from here, we go up 24-0 and get the ball. Impressive performance so far from your Pioneers. The best we've looked in a while.
Let's
really
make sure
good
we get that
performance.
score over to the Chandler broadcast team.
They know who we are. JD in shotgun. It's going to be a
Kenji's
wide open swing pass to Kenji Rowland, and this is going to be another touchdown for number 8, Kenji Rowland.
That's his 3rd on the night.
23-0 Pioneers and Kenji Rowland. 6 touchdowns on the ground on the year coming into tonight. And if you take, he had 1 through the air, so 7. He's now got 10 touchdowns on the year. And the kid didn't play offense until halfway through the season. It's amazing.
Yeah, I remember when we were interviewing Coach Zupke after, I think it was after the Liberty game?
Yep.
Or after the Desert Mountain game. Not Desert Mountain. Boulder Creek.
Yeah, talking about just how impressive he's been.
Yep, and how he's really stepped up and just really impressive. And he talked about how he was stepping it up in practice and showing things, and absolutely showing it during the game here as well.
PAT's good. Again, on the season, perfect. With almost 70 attempts on PATs. I think we're at 69, so 24-0. And for J.D. Johnson has come out and looked fantastic tonight throwing the ball. That strike that he had halfway through the drive, that skinny post pass, that ball had some heat on it. And it was perfectly thrown in stride to Marcus Littman, and then a beautiful pass to a wide open Rowland. And you talk about rolling. We are rolling, folks, 24-0.
Yeah, we are. So number 87 is set to kick off. Number 4 for Red Mountain back deep.
Now let's see what we dial up on the kickoff here. We've got the wind behind us. Are we going to try to power one through to the right-hand
let's go.
side?
Let's kick it onto the 101.
Let's see what happens.
Oh,
Okay, a
pooched.
little bit of a pooch kick. It's going to hit no, okay, taking it to 21. Over to 25, a little bit of a seam. Look out, 35, and again another hard tackle. This time Kyle Bryant. Boy, strong tackle from Kyle
Yeah,
Bryant.
so number 11 on Red Mountain took that, and he was met by number 11 and taken down hard.
They had some success a little bit earlier, on the drive, but we got the turnover. Again, 623-687-6003, folks, if you'd like a shout out from the broadcast crew. And Red Mountain is going to have 1st and 10 from their own 37 to start this. J.D. Johnson's just doing really well with his decisions this evening. He's doing great. 1st and 10, ball is straight up the middle. And the running back's got a little bit of room. Still on his feet across midfield all the way up to the 40.
Yeah, so this time that was number 35 again. And this time he came up on the left side instead of the right. We've got an injured Pinnacle player down. Number 9.
That's, I believe, Russell Johnson, the defensive end. It is. He's a junior, 6'1", 205-pounder, great player. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, they're taking a look at looks like his right ankle or right shin.
So another update, 28-14, Chandler over Mountain Point in the second quarter. And we have another shout out to Pinnacle defensive coordinator Andrew Hurley. This is coming from mom, who is Jill, and sister Allison, who are watching from home and hoping to see this team make school history. I'm with you. We're on our way. Again, folks, Pinnacle has never made it to the Final Four in the state playoffs, but this is the highest-ranked team in school history in the top 100 nationally.
So it's number 9. He's doing okay. They're helping him off the field. They're going to bring him over to the physical trainers.
Yeah, something with his right
bench.
side.
Yeah, his right ankle.
Yeah, right ankle. Boy, the injury bug's bitten us. But it's next man up. We've been doing it all year. Another straight dive play up the middle. And boy, that kid is a bowling ball. Goodness. All the way up to the 34-yard line. He's that 5'9", 205-pound build. And they get that low center of gravity. Those kids are tough to bring down.
I'll tell you what he is, and I've been watching the line there too. It's not like they're opening up these huge gaps. They're opening up just enough of a seam.
Right, and he reads it. Hey, again, they're a good team. I honestly didn't see 24-0 first half. Really didn't. This is a very good football team, and we're just playing lights out against. Fresh set of downs, another dive play, and what a great job on the backside for the Pioneers.
Alonzo Maya coming around from the back, getting him before he even gets to the line.
So I told you, Junton came into tonight with the all-time leading tackler for solo. Guess who number 2 is in school history? Alonzo Maya. He's number 2.
That's awesome. Those are incredible stats, right? Breaking records this year.
Yeah, he had 60. He had 10 more. He had 60 solo tackles coming into tonight. Tack on another one. Kid is a beast. 2nd and 11. Red Mountain. He's got a little bit of time. Play breaks down, and Drew Acor's he's hungry, and he's going to feast with another takedown in the backfield.
Yeah, he stayed right there. The guy that was blocking him stayed right with him. Was able to shed the blocker and get the QB trying to sneak through. So now it brings up a 3rd and 9, Todd.
It does. 3rd and 9 in our territory, 2:22 and counting. We get the ball first in the second half. Man, how about another turnover here, Rich?
How about a pick 6?
I think they're going to run it. I predict they run the ball here. Nope. That's why I don't coach. I can't predict that. They try a screen pass.
Yep.
And they didn't quite complete it. First screen pass attempt we've seen all day.
And that was intended for that big guy at number 90 again we were talking about earlier, who was an eligible receiver.
Yeah,
or an eligible
they've
lineman.
got him lining up at fullback some too. It's kind of an interesting look.
I think they need to spray that sticky stuff on his
Alexander
hands.
Randall. He's listed as a nose guard.
4th and 8.
6'3", 255. They got their nose guard out catching passes. It's interesting. 4th and 9 from the 32. Huge defensive play for your Pioneers. Red Mountain's going to go pure spread with trips left, twins right, motion, and play action. QB's got plenty of time, and he's going to hit the open receiver. And what a hit by Pinnacle! Oh, come on! Are they calling helmet to helmet on this?
That was a shoulder to shoulder. It wasn't a
Greg
helmet.
Alley just laid the wood. I mean, flat out laid the wood. And that should be a turnover on downs, but I think...
So, on that play, Red Mountain actually looked downfield to throw it pretty far and released it out to the outside.
Personal foul.
Big hit by the
Yeah, they're calling helmet to helmet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to watch the replay, but I'll tell you what. 2 years ago, that's not a penalty. That's a great hit. Now, if he did get helmet to helmet or targeting, there's a reason that rule's in place. But, that was just a good hard hit, man.
Yep. So here we are with 2 minutes left in the half.
1st and 10, Red Mountain. Greg, that's all right, buddy. I thought that was a good hit. 1st and 10. They're going to go trips left. Interesting. And they're going to continue throwing the ball. Again, the screen's set up. This time they do have it set up. And over to the 10 and out of bounds at about the 7, looks like.
Screen pass to number 35, McElroy.
So Red Mountain with 1:52 left. This is the furthest they've gone drive-wise tonight. Total yardage, we don't keep stats on that, folks. I know we've got them. But they've had a couple of decent drives. And the defense has held so far, either with a turnover. So be a big test for us here to see if we can. It's 1st and goal from the 9. Plenty of time to throw. QB goes up the middle and gets it to about the 5-yard line. Darren Smith, pretty shifty back there, the quarterback for Red Mountain.
Yeah, so he had an opening there, and Alonzo Maya came in and closed it down, so he didn't get a touchdown, but he got pretty close to the 1st down. So it's about a 3rd and 1 here.
Yeah, third
from about the 5-yard line.
Oh, I thought it was 1st and goal. Good catch, Rich. So yeah, 3rd and 1. Big play. I mean, honestly, if you can stop them in the next couple of downs, be huge. And it's going to be a play action. They're going to try to throw, and they do have their open receiver in the end zone. That's their tight end.
That was their tight end, big number 90. That's the 3rd time they went to him. He finally got it. This time
he
to
got
6.
the ball.
Yeah.
So Randall catches the ball. He's a big kid, man. 6'3", 255, and they're on the board.
Yeah, hey, if I'm Red Mountain, I'm happy about that, right? They had some fortunate things that happened. They got the personal foul call that was able to move the ball, but they put it in just before halftime. So you're getting pretty beat up 24-0, and capturing some momentum going into halftime is a good thing for the opponent. I mean, I'm not cheering for them.
Yeah, no, I hear you from their perspective. So Kyle Bryant has blocked 2 kicks on the year. He almost got in and got that PAT block. So 24-7. Now here's the deal. We got 1:07 left. How many timeouts do we have? I don't know if the scoreboard's working. Have we taken timeouts?
No,
I didn't think we took any. I think we have 3.
Yeah, the scoreboard's been pretty intermittent tonight. We can yell at our friend Eric.
We'll see how hard we want to press here. I'd be surprised if we didn't, because we get the ball again in the 1st half. You don't want a turnover. So it may be more of a guarded look to try to get down.
To answer your question, I don't think we've taken Pinnacle. I don't think we've taken any timeouts.
I don't think we have either. How come I'm the only guy up here without a coat? I didn't get the memo, did I?
I've got layers on and I'm freezing.
So back deep, we're going to have number 13, Cade Horton. And joining him is number 23, Quentin Powell. Quentin Powell is a sub 4.40 guy, ladies and gentlemen. That's close to NFL speed. Kid is quick. And Horton's a dangerous returner, too. He's good. We'll see what they do.
Okay, here we go. Number 25 is
Would they
kicking
be
for Red
gutsy enough
Mountain.
to try an onside here?
Well,
Careful.
kicking into the wind, you never know. No, he's going to boot it.
Oh, Q, here's your shot, buddy. All right, speed from the 10, up to the 15, to the 20. Makes a cut. 25, not going to quite get there. 27-yard line.
Yep, tackle by number 16 on Red Mountain.
What a nice return.
So that's the 3rd return of the year for Quentin Powell. Averaging about 29 every time he gets a shot. Came close to that on that kick. So with 1:02 left, and I believe 3 timeouts, here comes that Pinnacle offense. The wind is at our back. It's swirling a little bit, but it is certainly going left to right. Let's see how aggressive we are with this. We get the ball first in the 2nd half. Again, the secondary for Red Mountain. I did a little research, Rich. All 4 of those kids are destined to play in college. Some smaller colleges, but some that are getting D1 looks, so they're talented. JD, great job stepping up in the pocket, and he's going to run out of bounds. Smart play. Pick up 6 or 7, stop the clock. Good coverage downfield. And, JD's playing smart. I mean, instead of trying to force it, you don't want a last-minute turnover and to let them score again and just erase a really solid first-half effort by the Pioneers. 2nd and 4, 55 seconds. Let's see what we dial up here. And JD bobbles it, and he's just going to jump it short to Roland up to the 40, and he's going to pick up the first down, which will stop the clock. So with 49.2 seconds left, fresh set of downs for the Pioneers. That's all right. We can work our way down. And with the wind at our back, if you can't get in the end zone, how about tacking on another field goal?
Yeah, any points that we can put on the scoreboard after they just scored prior to halftime is going to maintain the momentum for Pinnacle. But
you weren't kidding. My hands are cold.
I'm about to put my gloves on.
It feels like
I was going to
Colorado.
offer you my gloves, but
wow.
my hands are cold.
I might have to go borrow a blanket from somebody in the crowd. Who do you think would let go of their blanket? Anybody?
Yeah, so going back to that title on a 24-7 lead, it would be great if we were able to score. But just from my perspective, just show a good momentum, but show good plays here before you go into halftime with a 24-7 lead. If we can score, that's the best.
Right.
But I wouldn't necessarily throw a Hail Mary or do anything out of the ordinary to try to do that. I would just want to make sure we had some really good plays going right into halftime.
Quick shout out to Greg Alley, Clark Ray, Jacob Gemelli, friends of Connor Riley, student at PHS. Love you guys. Go Nears. Thank you, Connor. Great shout out. Matt Higgins, if you can get the score on the other games going on, please feel free to text me. I'd love to get that update.
We're still calling on Matt. He moved to Ohio. We still need his help.
He's still my hookup. Great throw and catch, complete. And it's going to be another first down. I believe that's Covington, number 1.
Johnson's pass complete.
That is. No, that was number 3, Libman. But nice move there to get that first down.
You're going to see that connection all next year, folks. Both juniors, J.D. Johnson and Marcus Libman. Marcus might have a chance to rewrite school record books from this year and next.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Single season, he's got a shot at this. I'm not kidding, especially after this first half. He's going to be close.
I hope they renew your contract next year, Todd.
I charge too much. Ball's complete up to the 41-yard line.
Liebman again.
The free Cokes and hot dogs. That adds up. Breaks the budget.
Yeah.
So
hey, we like Todd to come back, but he keeps eating all of our profits from the snack shack.
Killing me. 2nd and 3. Tammy's lying. Honey.
Oh, come on. She's used to it now. We always joking around. Sorry.
You're not getting me in
It's
trouble.
too easy.
2nd and 3 for the Pioneers. 33.7 seconds left. Red Mountains moving around on the D line. This is really interesting. All right, they got a 4-man front, so they're running a 4-4 cover 2 look. JD, plenty of time, good protection, and it looked like Covington was trying to go to Covington.
He was. We had 3 guys near him, though. It's a lot of traffic there. JD may have just seen him and be able to kind of just get rid of it.
Well, it looked like JD expected Covington to continue on that post route, but it was good coverage. These guys are good, man. They got a good secondary. They really do.
Oh, I mean,
so 3rd and 4.
The scoreboard doesn't say that, but that's.
Well,
I know what you mean.
We're executing and playing very good football. These guys are better than the team we played last week. They're certainly better than. We're on point. We finally came out in the first half and brought it, and we brought it in a big way too. So 3rd and 4. This is an interesting call. You could run the ball here because they have to stop the clock on a first down.
I'm not sure what was going on there. It's something, I don't know if it was equipment or what, but Marcus Liebman had to come out.
Okay, Jacob Brady, number 21.
Jacob Brady went in for him.
Yep. And here comes JD. He's going to pull the trigger quickly. Shane Sunday, the tight end, complete first down yardage all the way up to the 26-yard line.
Now call timeout.
Well, you don't have to because it's a first down. So
first down, they got to
stops.
stop the clock
Yeah,
to move the chains. That's right.
So we're almost in field goal range. It'd be a 41-yarder from here.
Giraldi, timeout Pinnacle.
They did call a timeout, Todd, after all that.
So we have a quick update on scores. Thank you, Matt Higgins. Highlands 7, Liberty 3, and Perry 28, Desert Vista 14. If we win tonight, folks, we'll have a rematch against Perry in the semifinals. And on the other side of the bracket, if things hold true to where they are right now, you would have the Chandler Wolves taking on, let's see, would it be Highlands look good. Listen, there's no bad football teams left. When you get down to the final 8, everybody can play. And right now, we look good.
And the next game, the semifinals, they are at neutral sites. When did they announce that? Just
I talked to special teams coordinator Eric Ardall about that today. He's a good buddy of mine. And I think they were talking about Maricopa being one of the sites. We might have to travel south. A little road trip.
Well, we're not going to be broadcasting. This is our last broadcast of the season.
No, I think, next week I'm not sure. I know. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh, really? We might be on next week.
We might. We got to find out, yeah. So 1st and 10, and JD's under pressure. He gets out of it to the 30, up to the 25, and all the way up to the 22. You may see a timeout now if we have any left. Yeah. Okay, so.
Yeah, it's timeout again, Pinnacle.
Wow. So we are now at.
Timeout, Pinnacle.
The 20. They sent pressure. It would be a 40-yard field goal if we tried right now. 41, actually.
Well, 13.8 seconds, right? I think we can run another play and get a little bit closer. What would you call here, Todd?
Well, what you just said, and if you do that, you've got to tell JD, listen, if you're in any kind of trouble at all, get rid of that ball.
You got to throw it
I don't
right.
know if 41 might be outside of our range, though. That's what scares me. I mean, it's only 2nd down.
And the wind is at our back.
It is. This wind, it's strong enough. May add 2-3 yards to that.
So when it's in question, what we would like it to be is just unquestionably, yes, let's go for it.
Maybe roll them out.
Another 5 or 10 yards.
A design rollout play. If you can complete a ball 10 yards down the field, go out of bounds.
Hey, knowing Doc Brown though, maybe he goes for the end zone here.
Well, this would be the time to do it.
Right.
Actually,
If it's an incomplete pass, right, we'll still have a few seconds left.
Well, and you got trips to the left, and number 3 Marcus Littman and number 1 Caleb Covington, your leading receivers, both to the left on the right-hand side. Trying to catch who that is. Okay, and they are. They're going to dial it up to the left, and that's going to be an interference call. We get it back this time. He was trying to hit Marcus Littman, the leading receiver, and that's going to help us, folks, because that'll move it 10 yards up the field to we will now be at about the 14-yard line.
Yeah, so that
with
took
9.5 seconds left.
It took a full 4 seconds off the clock, that play. And we drew the flag.
So you could see, well, it's a 31-yarder now, but you can get another playoff with 9.5 seconds left. You don't have to kick it here. And from a timeout perspective, trying to see if we have any left. I know we've taken at least one. Yeah, we have one timeout left. So, all right, here we go. JD in the shotgun. Twins right. He's going to look to the right. Uncorks it quickly. Ball's complete and out of bounds. Good throw, good catch. Marcus Littman again. He's got to have close to 100 yards this half.
So right at the 7-yard line, that took 3.4 seconds, that play. So here we are about 2nd and 5 from the 7-yard line.
Goodness. 6.1 seconds left.
We got the offense out there. Here we go. We're going to kick it. It's going to field
Dominic
goal.
Percy, number 87, is
Dominic
in.
Percy coming in for
So,
field goal.
a good smart call, because if you mishandle the snap, you can call timeout and do it again.
I mean, just get
Very
the
smart.
score and go into halftime with a big lead, 27-7. There it is.
Beautiful, baby. 2 for 2 on the night. Special teams remain special. And here you go. 2 field goals in the first half, 3 touchdowns, and a 20-point lead for your Pioneers. And you want the better news, Rich?
Yeah, we get the ball back in the second half. They kick off to us in the beginning of the second half.
Here we go. So shout out. I like this shout out because I know there were some health issues a little bit earlier this year. Shout out to number 18, Zach Fraturos, the best grandson ever. Love Grandma Shirley in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm jealous. I want your barbecue. Can you fly some up here, please? Again, folks, the shout-out number, if you'd like us to give you one over the air and pay tribute to any of the Pioneers, is 623-687-6003.
So here we go, 2.8 seconds. Pinnacle just scored the field goal to make the score 27-7. We've got a kickoff here.
Now,
just
you'll
at the
probably
very
see a
end of the
squib here.
first half.
I don't see us going deep here. It'll be a squib of some sort, most likely. I'd be shocked if we go deep on this. We do have a heavy wind behind us, though.
Yeah, it's a squib,
There it is.
just
It's
off
the
to the
squib,
left side.
Yeah. Taking it to 40. Uh-oh. Made a little bit of a move, but we're not going to let him go deep on us. So there we are, folks, up to the 47-yard line. All Pioneers, 27-7 to start this thing off, Rich.
All Pioneers.
You can't go wrong with that.
In fact, on that drive that Red Mountain scored on, I think there were a couple penalties, right? A couple penalties on Pinnacle that was able to help with that drive. So if you kind of took those away, you're right. It was just domination.
I'd like to give a special shout out to the place where I really would like to go visit, and that's the Snack Shack. Rich always gives the hot dog comparisons whenever we're on the road and we go to other places. And Snack Shack, you and everybody involved should be extremely proud, because the best dogs in Arizona for high school football is Pinnacle High School.
I think when the season's over in a couple of weeks, I'm going to write an article, send it into the Arizona Republic.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be specifically about Pinnacle Snack Shack.
They do a great job.
Are you going to take a break down there? Because if you take a break, I'm not going to stand up here alone. We can go quiet for a little bit and we'll watch the band.
Well, you know what? I want to give a shout out to the Pinnacle Big Blue Band, and we usually do interviews or something else. As they get going, folks, to do something a little different tonight, because these kids do a great job in this band. They've won a lot of state titles. They're just fantastic. So as soon as they get going and they start playing, Rich, why don't we go off the mic for a little bit and let the folks at home enjoy the band? How's that sound? And if they're selling a jacket over there, I think I might go buy a jacket. Or a sweatshirt or something. So, folks, we're going to go silent here for a minute as they check up, and Rich and I will be back to go live with the second half action and cover some more things here in just a bit. But enjoy the Pinnacle Big Blue Band as they get set up to go. They do a great job. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Big Blue Band. Let's give a big hand to the Big Blue Band. Also, we'd like to announce, congratulate senior Brandon Berg, who will be performing in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, representing Arizona in Macy's Great American Marching Band. This is Brandon's third year participating in this parade, and he'll perform in front of 55 million people broadcast on NBC.
So we go on in about 4 minutes.
I'm thinking 5:16.
I'm going to wolf this down. I'll get that.
Well, all right, folks. Great job by the Big Blue Band. Welcome back. Go over a couple of things. Let's Pioneer News. Have some shout-outs to do. Start with, let's go with our former quarterbacks for the Pioneers, starting with Brian Lewerke. Big win last week against Maryland. Brian, of course, is the QB for Michigan State. Brian, he's been battling his shoulder injury the last couple of weeks, so I know he's not 100%. Been a little bit tough on him, but he's providing the same solid leadership that he always has and leading his team. And they got a big game. They got Ohio State this week, so that's going to be a real challenge. We'll be watching you, Brian. Good luck. And also to the QB that preceded Brian is none other than Michael Sanders, again with a huge week, playing up for Dixie State in Utah. Sanders was named the RMAC Offensive Player of the Week. 31 for 48 last week, 64.6% of his passes for 553 yards in one game. That's insane. So he broke his old record of 527, and I think he had, maybe the week before, he had 5 touchdowns during that. And also, current year, Alonzo Maya, number 31 for the Pioneers, was a finalist last week for the AZ Central Player of the Week award, and his basically against Desert Ridge last week. Alonzo 12 tackles, a sack, a fumble recovery, and 2 forced fumbles for Alonzo Maya last week. Just had a monster game. And the other games tonight, so Chandler is up 28-14 over Mountain Point. That's on the other side of the bracket. Highland and Liberty 7-3. Highland over Liberty right now at this point. Perry with a, I think, 28-13 lead at halftime over Desert Vista. And, of course, we're up 27-7. So, what does that mean? Well, next week, this is the last home game of the year. And if we can hang on and win, it looks like we might, unless Desert Vista turns it around, we'll probably face Perry in the semifinals. And that's that same Perry team that we started this year off with a big win to start the season. So we'll see how it all rolls. The Highland Liberty game, that's a real tough one, though. We'll see who takes that up. And again, folks, this would be the first time in Pinnacle High School history since 2004 when I was tracking the stats that if we hang on and win, that we've made it to the Final Four of the semifinals, which would be fantastic.
You know, Tim had come up. Tim came up from downstairs, who's doing the overhead, just to come up and say hello and see how we were doing. It was so cold he had to go back down. But you know what we were talking about was all of the years that we've been doing this now and how we've seen not only the team evolve, but also the fans, but everything around here in the stadium we were looking at too. Even the lighting.
Right, it's all better.
Has what, just a few years ago.
Well, I remember when my kid was a sophomore or a freshman, we had to come out and paint the fields.
Yeah, right, that's right. We also
before we got turf in, yeah.
We had the grass fields, we had turf. I'm also looking at all the banners, and I know everybody can't see that, but you could see, you might be able to see some on the opposite side. You'll even see an ESPN banner out there. But we'll see these banners more than we've ever had before, meaning more sponsorship, more followership. I'm looking at the camera equipment. We've got cameras out on this end zone, on that end zone. And I know not all of it is for the live stream broadcast.
No.
There is The team does some filming, and they also do. I still don't know what you call that apparatus in the real time. That
it's become big time football, Rich.
yeah,
You know? It
yeah.
really has.
But we haven't seen every team that has that technology yet.
No.
But we do see. It looks like there is some technology over on the other side at Red Mountain. And what I mean by technology, folks, is that we're getting real-time feedback on the plays where they can quickly rewind it just by clicking on an iPad. And so as the team comes off the field or the defense comes off, they can watch those plays, review them, and see where they can make real-time adjustments.
Well, it used to be just the iPad, but now with the big TV, that they have set up on that really is helpful for the coaches and the kids to sit down. It's just amazing how the technology is coming and how far this program really has come. Again, I ran these numbers and I got to find it, but I think this is the 7th time we've made it to the final
and
eight.
we got Will Zubke here. He's one of the freshman coaches. He actually runs the film up here for that technology.
Here come your Pioneers. Great first half, folks. I'll tell you what, to have a 20-point lead and get the ball first in the second half, I cannot compliment these kids and these coaches enough on having this lead over an extremely good Red Mountain team. Man, these guys are good. So, all right, let's take a look at some of the Pinnacle records, Rich. Where I hit on it a little bit earlier. Another shout out and congratulations to records already broken, okay? So as a team, right now, the single season record for completion percentage from the quarterback position, we are at 66.6%, which beats last year at 65.1. So Spencer and JD both have played into that. Passing TDs per game, 3.5. We're locked up with last year. I think we might have a chance to kind of edge above with what we're doing now. QB rating, best QB rating in history for the Pioneers, 131.8% average. That's incredible. Last year, Spencer had 125.6. Tackles for loss in a single season. We have 56 tackles for loss, which is second all time. We're trailing the 2013 team when that kid was a junior. So they had 66. We're closing in on it. We've had some tackles for loss here tonight. Now let's talk about individual leaders. Amlik Juntman, all-time leader, Pioneer history for a single season with 70 solo tackles. Alonzo Maya, number 2, with 60. So 1 and 2 on this team's defense, which is great. Interception yards, basically, is Kyle Bryant. 225 yards on interceptions this year. The next closest guy to him was back in 2007 with Christ with 156. So Quentin Powell, 103. So he had that return earlier, which was about, 40 yards, 30 yards? So Quentin might have popped into close to the top 3 at this point. Total tackles. Justin Mandrola from 2015 holds the total tackles record at 110. Drew Dixon, shout out to Drew down at Baylor.
Yep.
Second with 102. Amlik Juntman coming in tonight with 100. And Alonzo Maya with 94. So Alonzo, I know, has had quite a few tackles there in the first half. Him and Amlik, if we can get Amlik back healthy, unfortunately, he got banged up early this game. So I don't think he's going to have a lot today. Tackles for loss. How about a little love to number 95, Clark Ray? Okay, the all-time leader is going back to 2013 with Cole Neubauer when he had 12 tackles for loss. Justin Mandrola, again, had 11 in 2015. Clark Ray coming into tonight, 10. So, I'm going all these stats that I throw out here are from Max Preps. So that's where I get all my information pretty much. AI 365 once in a while.
Yep.
But really, that's where I go with all of this. And let's go back to, again, the playoff results. Coming into this game, we're 10-1 on the year. Best record we've ever had, ever. Our national ranking, we're like 91, I think, somewhere in there. That is by far, where are we? We're number 91 in the nation. The next closest team for national ranking in the playoffs team, you have to go back to 2014, Brian Lewerke's senior year, my kid's senior year, when we ended up being number 440 in the nation.
Wow.
So you
wow,
look
what
at
a
that
big
spread.
difference.
That's
Yeah.
a big spread difference.
Yeah.
And that 2014 team was really fantastic.
And also, I think an interesting part there, or you tell me, Todd, that our strength of schedule has gotten much. I mean, we're playing tougher teams today than we've ever played before.
Well, our only loss on the
hey,
year is to the number 8 team in the nation.
We're about to kick off here in just a minute, Todd. What adjustments, if any, would Pinnacle make here?
Great question, Rich. I think on defense, you got to do something to try to slow down that off tackle dive play they've got. That's basically in the trenches. To figure out and try to key on that running back. He's pretty good. Past that, it's pretty good.
Yep, so kind of maintain where you are and see if you can close that gap on number 35 getting through the holes.
So they are going to kick deep to us, and he drives it deep. It's going to be fielded at the 5. I think that's Quentin Powell.
That
Up to
is
the 10, to
Quentin
the 15,
Powell.
to the 20. He's got a little bit of room. 25. Great cut to the 35, 30, 40. 45 up to the 50. Keeps his feet all the way into the territory of Red Mountain down to the 47-yard line. Quentin Powell on a shake and bake. Great field position.
By the way, that was tackled by the Red Mountain kicker.
Wow, what a great.
That was exciting.
Holy cow.
And a great move early on. It looked like he did, hard to see, but it looked like he did a little shoulder dip and a head fake.
Man, that was
in
fantastic.
full stride.
Such a fun talent to watch. Quentin Powell, number 23. Kid can just play. His favorite movie, Quentin? Big Fish. We got a little profile on him. Favorite TV show? What do you think? ESPN, of course. Come on. His hobbies? Hey, you got
Fishing.
a buddy in Q, fishing and hiking. That's what he likes to do. So here comes the Pioneers, J.D. Johnson and shotgun. Twins to the left. Going to empty it out with Roland going to the right. Rolling. And we're going to go deep on the very first play. And the ball is complete down to the 20. 15-yard line. Marcus Libman again having a humongous night and a good throw by J.D. Johnson.
It was a perfect throw. Hey, but give credit to Libman, too. The way he caught that
Great
looked a
ball.
little bit off balance.
It was pretty good coverage. It really was. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of room. JD's on tonight. He is absolutely
He is.
on.
I think both of them is a great. It's a great battery, and we get to see him again next year. But we should be able to go pretty far, do well in these playoffs.
We keep playing like this? Absolutely. And here's a handoff straight up the gut. The cut move to the 10, to the 5, and that, just like that, folks, touchdown Pioneers. Wow, Kenji again.
That's his fourth touchdown
Is that the
tonight.
fourth for Kenji?
Yeah,
He's got all 4 of our touchdowns.
he does. All 4.
4 for 4, baby. Kenji rolling.
I think Kenji should try a little harder.
You think so?
He should run faster and try harder.
I'm just going to say Kenji rolling. Killing it.
Rolling, rawhide. Oh, we got a player down.
Who's injured?
It's on Red Mountain. Red Mountain player down.
Man, what a fast start to that second half, though. Rich, do you want to know how long that drive took to score?
Let me take a guess. That took.
Can you do math?
It took 47 seconds.
Close. It took 33 seconds. 12-minute quarters. There's 11:27 left. 33 seconds. And we're up like that. Here we go. Speaking of Q, how about a shout-out from Granny and Papa. Love you and very proud of you. Go Big Blue. You should be proud of that kid, man. He is fun to watch. Shout out to Kathy and Murray Wells and Craig and Sherry Smith and Wes Shemanek, and they're all following Jack Abner from Austin, Texas. Food
Hey, so
truck
that was,
capital.
sorry, Todd, that was number 22 on Red Mountain who was injured. He walked off on his own, but it looked like he's got a pretty bad beat-up right wrist. Don't think we're going to see him back in the game.
And, boy, I almost got there to block at that time. But, again, staying perfect on the year, PAT, that is good for the Pioneers. And here's a shout-out. How about a shout-out to the kid that's got 4 touchdowns tonight, huh? Kenji Rowland from his big brother, 2014 aluminum. Aaron Rowland, I remember you, Aaron. Remember, we used to do that with Aaron, rolling.
Yeah.
So he graduated with my son, Tyler. So, Aaron, shout-out to you, buddy. I didn't realize. I guess I should have. That was your little bro. Man, he can play. I bet that was some good sibling rivalry growing up. You know, those two, a little bit of years between them, but still.
Aaron,
So,
we're going to have to get Aaron up here next year.
that'd be fun. Yeah, be a lot of fun. How about another shout out this time to number 71, Big Drew Acor from Aunt Christy and Uncle Randy from Newberry Park, California. We're staying strong here. So proud of you. Yeah, thoughts and prayers to everybody out in California. You know, with all these fires, it's terrible. Another shout out to Drew Aker from Ian Aker and Ian Aker, both in the band, from Uncle John in London, Ontario. All right, we got Ontario on the map. Thank you so much. All right, so here we are, folks, 34-7. Holy smokes. We're going to make history in a big way if this keeps going. Fielded at the 20.
Taken by number 4, a little bit of confusion there.
He's got some speed. Good job on that kickoff team to string that out, though. He's going to make it up to the 23-yard line. Boy, the coverage. You look at here's where the special teams comes into play.
No, it's number 95 got in there, made the tackle.
Clark
Sorry.
Ray?
Yeah.
Clark Ray. Clark Ray's had an amazing year watching him. He's had a lot of fun. All of them have, man. It's unbelievable. So here we are, 1st and 10 for Red Mountain. It didn't take us long at all. Man, great job. They're going to come out in traditional one tight end, split receivers, offset eye. They're going to dial up that same dive play to see if they can keep it working. And a pretty good job by the Pioneers, maybe 2 or 3 yards.
McElroy, number 35, the ball
That,
carrier.
you know, if you look at what they did in the first half, that's really was their bread and butter play that had momentum and where they were actually
It
successful.
was, and to be a little bit more specific, it was actually only in the second quarter.
Yeah.
And so we saw some good close in there, both Alley and Greg Alley, number 7, and Kevin Crawford,
Number 20.
20. So it was only a type of gain we hadn't seen. It was a shorter gain than what we had seen earlier.
With a second, well, he picked up about 4, so we'll call it 2nd and 6. And this time, straight drop back, pump fake, and he's in trouble. He's going to go down. Great job by the Pioneers.
Number 71 on the sack.
Drew Acorn just got a shout out from Canada, and he answers with a sack. Great job, Drew. On the year, let's see if we can take a look how many sacks that is for Big 71. That's, you know what? Yeah, that's 2.5 sacks now for Drew Acorn on the year. Seems like he's had more than that.
I didn't see the move that he made to get in there, but I did see he was able to get a hold of the QB's jersey, hold on to him, and took him down.
So that creates a 3rd and 11 for Red Mountain. Pinnacle just rushing 4. A little bit of time to throw. They're going to try the deep post pattern, and Kyle Bryant, there you go, baby, to the 45, to the 40. All the way to the 35, tack 15 more on to the all-time interception yardage leader for the Pioneers. That's number 11, Kyle Bryant, and that's number 6 on the year to put him at number 2 all-time single-season record, 4 interceptions. Wow.
Todd, I'm exhausted just listening to you.
Man, what a...
You scared me. Kyle got excited.
Kyle is tearing it up.
He is.
Yeah,
Well,
him and Q, that's secondary.
You know, it's interesting. Really, there's a holding call against Pinnacle.
Oh, no. That's the 2nd week in a row.
Let's see if it's after.
Is it after?
No, it was after.
Okay, good. So it stays on the books. Kyle got robbed of one last week, too. So Q and Kyle both. You know, Q is 7 now to be tied number 1. Kyle's now in 2nd place all time.
After Kyle intercepted that, and when he was tackled, and when he got back up and he started running toward the Pinnacle sideline, he caught Q's eyes. They both pointed at each other, just jumped up and, and slapped high fives in the air. So
love it, boys.
They're really working well together back there.
1st and 10 for your Pioneers. Took us 33 seconds to score on the opening drive. JD under center. This time we're going to do a little ground and pound. And look out to the 40, out to the 40. Foot race. You're not going to catch number 1, Caleb Covington. Touchdown, Pioneers. That one took 6 seconds. Whoa! Holy smokes!
Wow.
Goodness.
Wow.
All right.
Let's see if I get the math right here. So what are we
2
talking about?
touchdowns in less than 40 seconds. How's that?
Yeah.
We're averaging 20 seconds to drive for touchdowns in the second half. My goodness.
I was going to say 2 minutes and 14 seconds and 2 scores.
Grandma, you better open the floodgates. Here we come. Holy smokes, man.
We're going to get
40,
we might get to running clock at this pace.
Man, we look good. PAT pending. All right, these kids, man. I don't know if they had a chip on their shoulder coming in tonight or what's going on.
I don't know. You know, we look
this
really
is unreal.
We look really, really disciplined is what we do. We look sharp. We look clear.
I'm with Matt Higgins. I got a text. Wow. Yeah. I hear you, Matt.
Yeah, no
I'm
doubt,
with
Matt.
All right, here we go. Some more shout-outs. Okay, here we go to Big Michigan again to the godson Drew Acorn from Uncle Bill. And Matt Higgins again. Wow. Yeah, I'm with you. Liberty up 9-7 now. Good dogfight going on. So here we are going out to Q again. Quentin Powell, this time grandparents in Pennsylvania. Aunt Linda and Uncle Bill are also watching from Tamarack, Florida. And they're right. You can't blink. You'll miss a score. We scored in 33 seconds, 1 drive, 9 seconds. So whatever we did with that second half adjustment for our offense, we look good, man. We look as good as we looked playing Jay Sarah early in the year. This is the best we've looked in a long time, and we look really good.
Well, you know what? And, hey, in Jay Sarah, there were some pretty explosive plays that we had.
They're athletes. They're number 8 in the nation. Come on, they're number 8.
And you can argue there was explosive plays here, but I just think we look really sharp. We look really disciplined at all positions.
Speed kills. Yes, Matt, you are correct. And we got a lot of it tonight. And we're gonna push this one up a little bit high. Great directional kick. Man, that was perfect. They have to field it, and he fumbled it at the 2. Uh-oh. Got a little bit of room, though. 15-20. Woo, somebody get that kid.
All right, he's still
all the way up to
going.
the 32-yard line. Good return. Give credit, man. What an athlete. That's number 4
Number 24
for
plays
Red
up
Mountain.
the,
That was
number 4,
Ramses Rivera, 6'1", 185-pound
Yeah,
junior.
I'll tell you what, he fielded that ball down, what, at the 2 or 3 yard
It
line?
was,
He
it was a
brought it up.
perfect kick. Perfect kick.
And got, a couple of missed tackles. It was Zupke, Clay Zupke, who finally pushed him out of bounds at about the 33.
So shout out to number 20, Trevor Crawford. That's the junior safety from Grandpa Bill, Grandma Kathy, watching from Chandler. Wouldn't miss it. Go Pinnacle. 1st and 10, Red Mountain from their own 33. And they're going to go the Wildcat look this time. Try something different. And they get 45 up to the 48-yard line. They have some success on that formation.
28, Elliott on the carry.
Yeah, so a little bit of some different stuff we're seeing from Red Mountain right now. By the way, that was Kyle Bryant, number 11, who pushed number 28 out of bounds.
I think I'm finally going to win a bet with Coach Arnold.
Oh, you just jinxed it.
He thought it'd be a pretty tight game, and I thought, yeah, me too. But I think I had 1 point. Neither one of us, I'm not sure, expected this. I'm thrilled. The kids are putting it all together, man. Potential's always there. They're just putting it together tonight. Wildcat looks still, and they're going to run that read option, and he's got a little bit of room up to the 45, to the 35, up to the 30. Still on his feet, 25, and finally Kyle Bryant tries to take him down. Man, that kid just won't go down. Up to the 15-yard line.
Wow, he's a
Heck
quabu.
of a run. Heck of a run by number 28
Hey.
that's Deonce Elliott.
Yeah, you know what it was, and
On the carry,
finally it was a quabu.
Tackle out of
Caught
bounds.
up with him.
Big Sam?
Big Sam caught up with him and took him out, and you know what? And
Great
landed on top of him when we tackled. You don't want him landing on you.
Well, hopefully that'll take some wind out of his sails. Great hustle by Big Sam.
That's how you dislocate
I'll
his
tell you
shoulder.
what, even the big kids for Pinnacle, they're all athletic, man. They really are. Red Mountain's going to stay in the Wildcat and run straight up the middle. And better job by Pinnacle.
Fumble.
And the ball's out. Are they going to? No, they're going to say he was down.
Yeah, they're saying it was down, but that was Alonzo Maya who stripped it.
Alonzo tacking onto that tackle. That tackle total of his. You know what's great about this? I was looking at the records, all-time records for single season. This will be the first time in history, if we hold on here, that we'll go and we'll get another game. So you're going to see Libman. A lot of these kids will have a shot at single season records. Just played lights out. So 2nd and 7 for Red Mountain at the 17.
It's going to be a timeout, Red Mountain.
Job well done, D. Just looking at all these kids coming off the field. I mean, just an amazing job.
So, geez, we're about not even halfway into the third quarter. 2 big scores by Pinnacle, but Red Mountain is threatening here. They're inside the red zone.
So, scoring update, Chandler 35, Mountain Point 14. Perry's taking care of business still, I think. 28-13 and a half. I haven't had an update on that. Perry, I'll tell you what, Perry next week, we hold on here. That's going to be a good game. They're very talented. They've gotten better as the years progressed. Reminder, we beat them to start the season, and we beat them by close to, I think, 20 points. And the way we're playing tonight, honestly, this is the best I've seen us look, Rich, in a while. I mean, the second half last week we looked great. But for a whole game, this is the best I've seen us look in a while. Red Mountain, they're going to go back to their traditional look, their regular quarterback under center. That's Darren Smith, number 15, and it's going to play action. Goes over the middle, and almost another interception by Kyle Bryant. Got a great jump on the ball. Read that beautifully, and you're right, Kyle, that is incomplete, buddy.
I don't know if he was saying that was incomplete or if he was just kind of saying, oh, man, I almost had it. I almost had it.
We haven't got the text yet from his grandparents in Tennessee. I always love that one. Granddaddy and grandmammy. They've got to be loving tonight with what their grandson's doing, that's for sure.
Oh, I don't even think he's done.
Oh, no.
We're not even halfway through the third quarter yet.
3rd and 7. Big down. And pressure, ball's complete, though that's going to be a Red Mountain touchdown. So they're going to tack 7 on. Close the score down to 41-13, PAT pending. Good throw by the QB, Darren Smith.
Hey, it was a good play, and you know what? It was actually, how do I say this? It felt like it was a football play, right? It had something fancy or some type of trickery.
It's just an in pattern, well executed. And then they gave him time to throw a good ball. Tip your hat, sometimes that happens. See if we can get in and block one, shall we? Uh-oh, bobbled snap, and they're going to have to try to, no, they're not
Kyle
going to make
Bryant.
it. So Kyle Bryant again. Atta baby Kyle. So 41-13 Pioneers. And quick shout out to, let's go with the sponsor real quick. Back to our sponsor shout outs. And we're going to go start with our big one, our championship sponsor, and that's Hayes Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Also shout out to the touchdown sponsor Marley's, where a lot of us will be after this. Team captain sponsor Coach to Help, and the Big Blue sponsors of Angel Dentistry, Wright Toyota, Barbershop Jack. Stadium sponsors, Cold Beer and Cheeseburgers, Humble Pie. The Pioneer sponsors of Grimaldi's, Morgan Stanley, Park Hill Legal and Professional, the Decalish, and AZ Regenerative Medicine. And a couple more, Barrows, Arena Sports Grill, Jamba Juice, NPX Auction, and Tropical Snow. So kick return team heading back out. Again, folks, if you want to shout out, just hit me up at a text at 623-687-6003. Let me know who you're following. Keep it G-rated, and I'll show you some love. By the way, Don Ardall in Wisconsin says it's only $10, not 20. And you have to collect with a beer and a hot dog at a game. That's the only way you collect.
All right, keeping me honest.
So here we are. They're kicking into the wind. The wind is still going very strong left to right. And they may try to, they pooch it up high. Might be Clay Zupke who's going to grab that. He does. That's 28. And nice return, Clay. Isn't that Clay? 24? Up to about the 36, 37-yard line. It's the left up back.
Yes, that is number 24, Clay Zupke.
There you go, Clay.
Yep.
His
Right
older,
about the 37-yard line.
his older bro played a little running back when he was a junior back in the day. Will, he's coaching now.
Yep. Will graduated. He's a sophomore at ASU right now.
Yep,
And,
helping Pop's coach here, doing a great job.
Yeah, he's one of the coaches on the freshman team, and he runs the video here at the varsity game.
So 1st and 10 Pioneers. Trips to the right for J.D. Johnson, who's had a monster game. Played exceptionally well at quarterback. Goes back into the shotgun formation. He's getting the change from Coach Doc Brown from the sidelines. And Red Mountain with a stun up front. Line does a great job to pick it up. JD's going to run up to the 40, 45, all the way up to the 50. First down yard. It's smart play. Good coverage in the secondary by Red Mountain. And JD has played a very intelligent game so far. Extremely intelligent.
You know, if I didn't know any better, Todd, I would tell you that play was designed. I know it's not. You can tell that when the pocket broke down, that's when he took off and he saw the path.
Well, he's showing discipline. You know, they ran a stunt on the D-line. They had a cross on the right side. JD read it, stepped up into the pocket. The linebackers were all downfield. He made the right choice. 1st and 10, quick pitch over to the right-hand side.
That's Kenji rolling.
Yep, Kenji rolling. Good for 2.
Kenji Rowland, number 8, the ball carrier. Got a flag on the play.
And let's see what's going on here. So we got a flag.
That came out in the secondary. Again, that's some business going on down there.
Well, it makes me wonder if they're going to personal foul. Oh, on us. Okay. One of the receivers may have gotten a little spirited on that particular play. It's 41-13. Love it.
Yeah, we don't like to see that, Todd. I can understand it on the Red Mountain side when
Frustration.
The frustration. I can understand that, but who knows what happened? I didn't see it.
And unless you kind of see how it went down. When the kids tussle like that, sometimes it's the second kid that gets caught. More often than not, it is. So the kids, they learn they got to keep their cool. So that's going to create a 1st and 25. Holy smokes. This is right where you want them, right, Rich? 1st and 25?
No, I want 3rd and 15.
Well, we're going to motion into a pure spread look. Red Mountain's going to send 5. No, they got 4. Good throw by JD over to the other side of the field, and that's going to be close to, if not a first down. That throw right there, ladies and gentlemen, when you're rolling left and you go across your body, that shows you the arm strength of number 10, J.D. Johnson.
And you throw it to your talented receiver, Liebman, number 3.
He's
You're
having a monster night.
2 yards short of a first down. That was a 23-yard play.
Marcus has to have over 100 yards. He's got a real shot, maybe tonight, to break the all-time single-season reception record. He might get there. JD is under center. Quick up back, and here it is. Fullback pop right up the middle, no room. That was Caleb Covington, and that's going to create a
number 1, the ball carrier.
So that's interesting. No, it's 4th down now.
It's going to be 4th. Yeah. Well, okay, so we're up 28 points, and we're on their side of the field. You could punt it and try to pin them down at the 5 or 10, but I don't think. I think the offensive line is saying, no, let's go for this.
Yeah, let's go. We're up 41-13.
Yeah.
Let's get it first. Maybe try to draw him off sides.
They might, yeah.
Well, he would be behind center if they tried to do that. He's in shotgun.
Red Mountain doing
No, we did try.
Red Mountain doing a lot of adjustments. Now JD's going to come under center. You might just see. Well, we're going to get a timeout. I'm not sure.
It's going to be
who.
a timeout.
Yeah, timeout. Red Mountain. So there's Red Mountain was a little bit of a confusion on what they wanted to do there. So it's very minimum. You get him to burn a timeout, but we're only 2 yards shy, and we've had a lot of success running the ball tonight for the most part. Got a couple of things that didn't work, but overall good. So the end of the third quarter again. Thanks, Matt Higgins. Highlands 7. Liberty 9. Liberty's up 9-7. Well, we saw earlier this year that Liberty team is a very good defense, and they're playing an extremely high-powered offense in Highland that put 51 up on Desert Ridge, and they're down to 7 points. So, fourth and 2. What are we going to dial up here? Be an interesting call for the Pioneers.
I like the call, though, by the way.
To go for it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you might pick up 20, 30 yards. The defense is playing pretty well.
So we got a spread offense trips on the left.
You might see QB sneak here, or QB draw, or a quick throw. The slot's wide open. Look at that slot. You might see that.
I love the quick.
That's exactly what they tried to dial up, was the slot. But we're going to get, you know what? We may get an interference call there.
I don't think we will.
No, there's a flag down. Yeah, he got there a tiny bit early.
So that was intended for number 13.
Kate Horton, correct. I think you might get an interference call, honestly. Let's see what they do. He got there a split second too soon, and yeah, that's going to give us first down yardage.
Here it is.
Exactly what it was.
I know it was pass interference?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
They ran a hook pattern about 5 yards.
Yeah.
Safety came up, and he got there just a split second. It wasn't blatant, but it was enough to where they could throw the flag.
That's one way to get the first down, right?
The easiest way, sure.
I like drawing them off sides. I think it's an easier way.
Yeah, right. First and 10, bunch formation. Here comes student body left with Kenji rolling. Good for maybe 2 yards. 3. 4. Just keep tacking it on. I love when they do that. So they run a trips bunch formation to the left, and you got all those receivers that are there.
Hey, number 87 on Red Mountain. He's down. He's hurt pretty bad.
That is Trey Smith, junior, 6'4", 215. You know, looking at their roster, they have got some gigantic kids. They got 3 kids over 300 pounds on Red Mountain's roster. There's some big boys.
Let's hope he's okay. There's
yeah.
a lot of people looking at him.
You hate to see anytime something like that comes up. You know, we were talking about the huge night J.D. Johnson's having. His favorite NFL player, Tom Brady, loves to play Mario Kart. Some info on some of the other kids we never get to talk about. How about Big Sam Akwabu, number 52?
Let me guess.
His hobby? Weightlifting.
Fishing.
Weightlifting. We finally got one, which makes sense. You know, favorite movie, Remember the Titans. Can't blame you for that, Sam. He's interested in studying medicine in college, wants to be a doctor. Good for him. Caleb Covington, number 1, is he wants to study business in college. His favorite movie, another football movie. Remember Burt Reynolds, the old one?
Longest
and then
Yard.
There you go, Adam Sandler, The Longest Yard. Video games is Fortnite. His hobby, cutting hair. So you got a barber on the team, and Caleb Covington, number 1. Dylan Milbrath, let's go to the O-line, right? 6'4", 255. 3.7 GPA, smart kid. Wants to study pre-med in college. Favorite movie, Red Heat. Favorite music? Oh, he's going back to my time. 38 Special. Let's go to the 70s and 80s, shall we?
Hold on loosely, Todd. Hold on
Don't
loosely.
let him go. That's right. There you go, Dylan. You just went up a notch in my book, buddy. That's pretty awesome. Favorite NFL player going back to the day? He is. He's a throwback, man. Brian Urlacher was who he followed, who he liked. Anthony Franklin, the sophomore, loves 80s music. Another kid that's after my heart. There you go. Favorite NFL player was Everson Griffin. Let's see what else. And he's a smart kid. 4.66 GPA. Holy smokes. All honors classes and straight A's, obviously. Alex Propstra. They call him Pappy. He's a tight end. His tennis player also. His hobbies are golf and boogie boarding. Favorite NFL player to stay in the hometown with Patrick Peterson. Jacob Brady, 3.6 GPA. Favorite movie, Wedding Crashers. Kid does have a good sense of humor. Favorite player is Cam Newton. And let's go to the offensive line and talk about our center, Adam Verbalitis. He's also a track and field athlete. Favorite movie, Full Metal Jacket. Favorite NFL player is Jason Kelsey. And favorite TV shows, Workaholics. Okay.
Hey, he's up.
Is
I'm
he up?
sorry.
Good. No. That's good.
I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
That's all right.
His family members are out. He was hurt really bad. He's now sitting up. Woo.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, that's great news.
You know what? Class school and a class program, Red Mountain. In fact, they decided to join in. We're doing we're trying to get toys for the kids for the holidays, and people are donating canned goods. They're also donating clothes, and Red Mountain heard about it, and they're like, hey, we want to join in with you guys on the road game. And they did, which is a very classy move. It's a well-ran program, very well coached. They're, my stepbrother, Bill, is good friends growing up with their head coach, Red Mountain's head coach in Farmington, New Mexico. Heard him talk about that, and he does a nice job. You know, that coach, I'm not sure what his name is, but he does a nice job with that program. So, profiles, let's continue, shall we? Tosh Baker, Remember the Titans, is his favorite movie. Adna Oda, the 355-pound guard. Now he's really after my heart. His favorite movie is The Breakfast Club, going back in time.
Hey, Todd, that was the big guy, number 97 on Red Mountain.
Oh, was it? Okay. So that is, I don't have a 97 on my roster. So I'm not sure. Wasn't 79? 79 was a big tackle.
87.
87, okay. 87 is Trey Smith. Yeah, 6'4", 215-pound defensive end. So he's okay. I'm glad to hear that.
Yep. Okay, 16 minutes and 19 seconds left in the third quarter.
16 minutes.
16 minutes, did I say 16?
You trying to get me to say the 51-yard line again?
Totally.
I'm not, Tim. Sorry.
This could be our last broadcast. I'm going to try to get you to say something.
Of course you are.
6 minutes and 19 seconds left.
Second
Pinnacle
and
driving,
6.
second and 6, that's right.
And it's going to be a counter, but Red Mountain sniffs that out. And Caleb Covington, are they going to call him down?
Yeah, it sounded like there was some whistles, and
yeah,
they're calling him down.
All right, so it's a 2-yard loss. It'll bring up a 3rd and 8 for the Pioneers. Well, with 3rd and 9 now, actually. Kenji Rowland checking back in.
So, Todd, I didn't see the full play there develop. What was it just good penetration, or did someone make a mistake? Why do we get a loss there?
They read it well.
Yeah.
You know,
it's
plain and
well.
simple.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, that's a misdirection play where you're faking the sweep to the right and you're giving a counter to the left-hand side of the line. And their right defensive end did a nice job. Sniffed it out. So 3rd and 9 from the 27. Here comes JD. Going to his right. He does have an open receiver. Well, he had 2 guys in the same area. Wasn't sure if he's going for Libman or who. But it's
also
incomplete.
number 13 that was out there. But either way, it looked a little bit, it just looked overthrown.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure what they were trying to do. So that's going to be 4th and 8 for the Pioneers. Quick shout out from Trevor Crawford's sister, Caitlin, and grandparents Lynn and Jean watching from Utah. Hello, Utah. First Utah shout out. So on 4th and 8, JD in the gun. Caleb split right, twins right. Caleb split left. JD's going to look to his right. He does unload it, and again, I think there was a miscommunication. It's going to be a turnover on downs. And Red Mountain's going to take over with 5 minutes, 22 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. So the shout out from Utah, of course, Coach Crawford is the defensive backs coach. So I had a chance to coach with him. Great guy. Liberty 12, Highland 7, 4th quarter. That's a tight one. That's the closest one of the night that I'm seeing.
Hey, those last couple of plays on Pinnacle offense, neither of them looked right. I mean, something was a miscue on both in a row. So the coach is sitting the offensive line down now. They're going to use this technology. They're going to go back, and hopefully they'll figure out what just went wrong there.
So late
but uncharacteristically for this game. Yeah,
no, we've played really well. I mean, that's one of the few breakdowns. Cooper Dirk checking in. And they're going to run the Wildcat again. Here comes the QB up the middle. He's got a hole. Taken down after about a 10-yard gain by number 20, Trevor Crawford. And they're running the Wildcat with number 28, Elliott, who normally is a running back. So they're just not effective throwing the ball. And here's props to our defense against the pass tonight. Red Mountain usually throws for quite a few yards per game. They throw for more than they run. And they're going to stay in that wildcat formation with Elliott. No, they're not. Now they come back to a regular formation with Darren Smith, the QB. Spread look, empty set. And it's going to be a fake. He's going deep he's going up top. Good coverage. And did we catch it?
Nope.
Oh.
Almost, though.
Was that Havner?
It was Havner.
Jack Havner with excellent coverage. Jumped up, got the ball at its highest point, which is what you're supposed to do if you're a defensive back, and just couldn't come down with it. But great coverage by Jack.
It was. So, hey, he was right on the offensive player. I mean, right on him, and the ball was just slightly underthrown, and he read that. And he stepped up, jumped out at his highest point to grab it, but it looks like when he was coming down, a little trouble with it, used the ground to hold on to it.
He tried. Quick shout out from to Marcus Libman, who's having just an unbelievable game, from Aunt Tiffany in Superior, Wisconsin. Thanks for watching us from the land of cheese. Wildcat formation going straight up the middle, and it's going to be up to maybe about the 46-yard line. Going to create a 3rd and 2. Here's the thing. The clock starts coming into play a little bit here, Rich. We're still in the 3rd quarter, but we're up 28 points. That's 4 touchdowns. And Red Mountain, I'm sure, is pretty cognizant of that. They're going to have to get a score here quickly. And our offense, JD's really, really ran that offense well tonight. The offensive line's done a great job. They're going to have to get in a little bit of a hurry-up mode if they want a shot to come back and try to steal this game away. Wildcat formation. And again, you're going to keep it over to the right-hand side. Good blocking, picks up at least 10 yards. Boy, he's a good running back, 28.
Yeah, it was Havner on the tackle again. So, Todd, it was interesting what you were just saying there. I mean, I don't think, even though there's only 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter,
right?
And we're up by a lot of points, but
28.
I don't think we shouldn't be messing up like we're doing right now. We got to stay disciplined, stay to the way we were playing before. Let's make sure we get this game closed out.
That would be the goal. 3:50 left, 3rd quarter. Fresh set of downs. They go back to their normal offense. Play action, design roll off to the left. QB is going to keep the ball and get up to about the 28-yard line. Darren Smith on a nice QB keeper. That'll fresh set of downs for Red Mountain. 29-yard line. So
number 59 on the tackle.
Pinnacle's got Jamelli, number 99 in. And it looks almost like a 5-man line. Coming in is number 84. That's the sophomore Franklin. Got Clark Ray over at the end position, and you got Shane Sunday here. And Alonzo Maya is cheating up towards the line. And it's going to be they're going to try to set up a screen pass, and it's not there. The Pioneers really did a nice job of defending that. And Quentin Powell and Shane Sunday just said, no, you guys go backwards on this play. Did you see that? I mean, they were trying to set up the screen, and
they
it
were
was
trying to
defended
set
very
up the
well.
screen, and Pinnacle's defense stayed disciplined.
They did.
Yep.
Linebackers, D-line, all of them.
So it'll be up a 2nd and 12.
2nd and
for
12 on the
Mountain.
left hash, yeah. Be curious to see if they try to go back to that I formation. No, they're going to go with the one-back look. Wouldn't be surprised to see a dive play here. Nope, I'm wrong again. So, scrambling. They're going to pick up maybe 4. I don't think I've gotten a single prediction right tonight, Rich. Follow me to Vegas and bet anything I don't, okay? You're safe.
So that was number 95 tripped them up.
That'll create a 3rd and 8 for Red Mountain at the 32. Bend but don't break. You know, they've had some drives on us tonight. We've allowed 2 touchdowns, but yeah, it's a pretty decent team. Really is. Overall, pretty solid effort by the defense.
Well, it looks like a different Red Mountain team right now, or maybe a different Pinnacle team right now.
Or they've gotten better, 1 and 2. And
There's
Alonzo Maya says, nope.
Yep.
Take a seat. Great sack by Alonzo Maya. And that's what I've noticed. You know, they're bringing Alonzo a lot, and I don't want to call it a blitz because on certain situations he's up right on the line. It's almost more like a 5-man look, which I think is great because it's a little bit more unpredictable depending on what they're trying to do. Now it creates a 4th and 10. Obviously, they got to go.
You know, that's interesting. Maybe that's how they were able to shut down that screen.
Could be.
Was by not biting on it.
Well, and now they're
Not
dropping
biting 'cause
Alonzo
they're
back
5-9.
into coverage. So
Yeah.
traditional 4-3 look, and it's going to be complete, but there's no way he's getting close. What a hit by Kyle Bryant.
No, Alonzo
Or
Maya.
Alonzo Maya, sorry. What a hit by Alonzo Mai. He got a sack on that series. He just came up. Alonzo is just playing lights out. You know, Alonzo last week was in the running for the player of the week in the playoffs. One of the Red Mountain kids actually won that award, but Alonzo was up for it. And you can see why. He is just a talent, number 31.
He's an animal. Did we see him on offense last week too?
Yeah, oh, he's a great running back too. Yeah, I mean, the kid, he's just a weapon.
I don't think we've seen him on offense tonight.
You know, okay, to your point on Pinnacle offense, Alonzo's carried the ball 32 times for 255 yards this season.
Oh, I guess he is on offense.
Yeah, well, at times.
Right.
But he's just an unbelievable
but those are some
linebacker.
pretty good stats.
Here comes Kinsey rolling. Good for about 3 yards. So Alonzo on the year. Tackles coming into tonight, total tackles. Omlick at 94. Alonzo at 94. Omlick Juntman with 100. Remember, the all-time record is held by Justin Mandrola at 110. So, Alonzo, I know, has had at least 6 tonight. He's now in the same territory with Omlick. Both of those kids, by the time it's all said and done this season, should own number 1 and 2. 2nd and 5. Here comes JD rolling to his right. Ball's complete. Good catch by Cade Horton to get up to, that's first down yardage. Good throw by JD. A little bit high, but good job by Horton to make sure and bring that down. First down yardage.
That'll move the change for a Pinnacle first down.
42-14 Chandler. 4 minutes left in the third, so they're starting to open it up on Mountain Point. JD looks left. It's a quick in pattern, complete to Libman. He's going to make a move to the outside. He's got a little bit of room
beautiful.
to the 50 up to the 45-yard line.
That's some nice stuff.
Good design. So you have trips out there. I look like trips. I didn't catch the formation, but you hit him on a quick in pattern. Then he makes an athletic play just to turn it outside for another 8 or 9 yards.
And first down.
With 29 seconds left in the third, boy, we're making a statement tonight. This is good to see, because it only gets harder after this. Jet sweep.
To Cade Horton.
Yep, and he's trying to pick up some blocking, and he was following Caleb Covington, and he
just couldn't turn.
Yeah, he couldn't quite turn the corner. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 11, or 12 maybe, for the Pioneers.
Yeah, 2nd and 12, right where we want them, right where JD wants them.
You know what? That's going to close out the third quarter, folks. 41-13, Pinnacle making a huge statement tonight.
So, you know, when the game started, Todd, I was talking about the temperature out there.
Right.
It says it's 65 degrees, man. It feels
no
colder
way.
than that.
No, I grew up in Colorado. This is like 50-degree weather. It's not 65 up here, not with this wind chill. There's no way.
Check us out.
So 1 quarter to go, and the Pinnacle Pioneers will make school history. For the very first time, if we hold on to this lead, 12 minutes more of football, and we're in the Final Four, baby. First time. Shout out to that coaching staff. You know, head coach Dana Zupke, 15th season here. 13th straight season in the playoffs, I believe, or 14th, one of the two. Mike Brown, the offensive coordinator, 2nd year of Pinnacle. Doc Brown, what we call him. Andrew Hurley, the D coordinator. That defense has improved. I mean, we gave up some points earlier in the year, but it's gotten better and better. Pretty good effort tonight, too. Tom Burke, the O-line coach, always good. 11 seasons. Eric Ardall, special teams coordinator in his 3rd year. That guy's a heck of a coach. Coach Crawford on the defensive backs, 6th season. Chris Dwayne, linebackers coach. Angela Lua, 5th year coach in varsity. Just a talented group of guys. Good group of guys, too. Coaching staff. Michael Goodlow, you know, his 2nd year here. Justin Burke, 11th season helping out with the Pioneers. And Pinnacle is going to do some shifting. We've got the offset eye look, and great play fake by J.D. Johnson. He's got time. Goes up top, and it's almost complete. Man, that was close.
That was intended for number 90.
Yeah, he was trying to hit, and it was a pretty good throw. I mean, tough catch, Zane Hayes. When you're rolling left like that, to be able to throw that ball on the run, not an easy throw to make.
What year is Zane Hayes?
I believe Zane is a senior. Yes, he is. So Zane's 6'3", big kid, 185-pound senior. Finish those shout-outs on the coaching. You got Mitch Brady, Matt Henshaw, Hugh Verbalitis, Jason Mickelson, Bob Adams, Dave Franklin, and Will, of course, Zupke, and Mari LeBlanc. You guys, great job. Great game so far. And JD is going back and throws it in the middle. Wow. Now we've got a penalty.
Johnson's pass complete.
I don't know what we're going to call her. I don't know if they were trying to set up a screen. I saw Tosh Baker, the big left tackle, a little bit downfield. And
There's no way they could throw that. There's no intentional grounding. He was way out of the pocket, right?
well, you could have had a legal man downfield. Because if you hold on to the ball for that long and the linemen get that far downfield, I didn't see the call. I don't know.
What? It looks like it's going to be against Pinnacle. It's going to make it 4th down. They're bringing the punting crew in.
Yeah, second time tonight. We're punting into the wind, though. It's a stiff wind, too.
And JD's the punter, but 3rd and 12 with a 20-point lead.
Yeah, we'll probably
Excuse
kick
me,
it. 28 points.
28-point lead.
Right.
No reason for trickery here. Just punt it.
I don't know. You never know with these guys, though.
Well,
at a poker table, they'd be hard to read.
What do you think? I'm betting against
There
it.
he is. He's going to fake it.
Yep.
Nope. He's going to kick. Oh, look at that. That's kind of cool. I like that. That was a little rugby style.
Yeah.
Very effective, though. You know, I mean, we got 20, 25 yards down the field on that. It sure looked like JD was going to go, didn't it?
So, Todd, I played rugby in college.
Yeah.
That's what
I did for a year.
That's what I did.
Yeah, it's a fun game.
Loved it. What position did you play?
I was a fly half. Believe it or
Really?
not, I was skinny and I had speed.
I was going to say, you got.
I ran a 4.7.
I played fly half a little bit.
Yeah.
I also, I played even some inside head prop.
Ooh.
I'll tell you what, black eyes and getting punched in the.
It's a man's game. There's no question.
It was fun. Got some pictures of me with black eyes at like friends' weddings. So much fun.
1st and 10 for Red Mountain, and they're going to go back to. Is that the Wildcat look? It is. And much better job on the inside.
Smith on the keeper.
Yeah,
great tackle. That was, who was that? The
37.
Okay, so 37 is the linebacker for the Pioneers, and he does a great job, and that is Sean Borkowski. So very well done. You're seeing some new kids. Borkowski anyway is in there. It's like most of the starters. Jacob Gemelli, 99's in. And
our linebacker positions, we got 27, 37, and then 7 Greg Alley.
Still the Wildcat. And this time he breaks free a little bit. And they finally take him down around the 30. It's going to be close to first down yardage. I don't know if he quite got there. I think, are they going to move the chains? Yeah, they called it.
Yeah, they gave him the first down.
All right. Yeah, they called it. Number 54 for the Pioneers checking in. And that is Austin Lassiter, junior, 6'1", 192, defensive end. So you're starting to see some kids shuffle in and out. I mean, we got a 4-touchdown lead. It's not over. You got to be careful, but we do have a 4-touchdown lead, so you might see some new faces coming in. Stay healthy for next week. If Perry holds on, that's going to be a big game. Both of us do a rematch from the first game of the season, which was a shootout. And play action for Red Mountain. Looking down the field and complete. About a 7 or 8 yard pickup. Kyle Bryant and in on the tackle along with Cooper Dirk.
Yeah, that was a different QB for Red Mountain. That was Red Mountain QB number 13.
Well, we've got some kids. I see number 99 for the Pioneers, Jacob Gemelli, coming off the field. I don't know if he got into it with one of the Red Mountain kids, but flags are flying. Yellow hankies are peppered around the turf. Let's see what they call.
Yeah, and it looked like it was after the play.
Yeah, it's win or go home time. So if you're the team that's winning, you just got to keep your cool. They have nothing to lose because they're done, right? Or it's looking like they will be. On our side of the ball, you just got to try to keep your cool. They're going to march it off going our direction, I think.
Yep, that's going to be against Pinnacle.
Yeah, so unsportsmanlike, is that what they got us on?
Yeah, it was already a first down that they got.
We'll
so here comes
down.
the call.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, or yep. Oh, 2 of them. Holy cow. We got tagged twice.
Yep.
Goodness. Can you call the same kid 2 penalties on the same kid?
I don't know. Maybe call 2 people.
They're trying to explain it to Coach Zupke. You can see Dana down there going, who'd you get?
Yeah, he's telling him about the Malachi.
Oh, did you see the look on the assistant coach's face? I was looking down at the monitor. Man, on the replay, you got to watch that. 10:08 left. That was hilarious. The look on his face. Wow,
So
man, they just picked up 30 yards on those calls.
Wow.
Yeah, that'll be a teachable moment. That's what Dana's doing now, Coach Zucky. It's a teachable moment. So 1st and 10 for Red Mountain. Play action, and they're going to go up top. They're going to test this. Pretty good coverage. Is that Quentin Powell, or is that
Yeah,
Havner?
no, it was Quentin Powell on the coverage, intended for number 4. Again, that's that new QB that came in for Red Mountain, number 13.
Well, 13 for Red Mountain is Garrett Strell. He's a team captain. 5'8", 185-pound senior. One of the team captains. So they're trying to see if he can get something going. A little change of pace. You take out the starting pitcher and throw in a reliever, right? See what happens. It works sometimes. 2nd and 10. And they're going to more of a spread look here, for sure. Pinnacle rushing 4, no blitz. Ball's complete. 25-20 still on his feet. Look out, down to the 14-yard line. First down, Red Mountain.
Pass complete to number 14, Wilson.
Now, if they score here, I will say, Rich, you can expect most likely onside kicks coming.
Oh, yeah.
You would think.
I mean, if they score. If they score, they're still light. They're still light at the end of the tunnel. They don't score here.
Well, they saw Queen Creek put 20 points up in the 4th quarter last week. They had a big lead over Queen Creek. And
That's
Queen
right.
Creek almost came back and won that game. So pure spread for Garrett Strell, quarterback. Looks to his right. And another complete pass on a simple in pattern. Good for maybe 5-6 yards.
Number 4, Rivera.
Yeah, it's getting pretty physical down there, too.
It is.
Yeah, you can see it.
25-12, Highland up. 6 minutes left. So it's looking like Highland is going to survive. Red Mountain with a 2nd and 4 at the Pinnacle 7-yard line, 8-yard line, we'll call it. And they're Garrett Strell, senior QB in. Oh, no, they ran the Wildcat, excuse me. And that's going to be a Red Mountain touchdown.
Yeah, there's a handoff to number 35 again.
Now we've got more flags flying. It's getting really chippy down there on the interior of that line. Let's see who they got. It's getting real chippy. And again, if you're the Pioneers, you just got to keep your cool. Hard to do if somebody's in your face, but you have to. That same ref's been in the middle of all this. He's coming over to talk to Dana. Now what? Well, as you see the monitor, personal foul again on Pinnacle. Oh, 3-and-1 drive. Yeah.
That was on Pinnacle number 74, that penalty.
It was 74, as you caught the name. That's Jackson Kelly, the junior, 6'3", 210-pounder D lineman. Well, that's going to be, okay, so now 41-19. Are they going to go for a PAT or are they going to go for 2?
In fact, I think Jackson Kelly was actually kicked out of the game. He was ejected.
Really?
Yeah, he took his jersey off.
Okay. Now I don't know if they do that on the first one or if you're that's when repeat offender. I'm not sure. Either way, Red Mountain's now closed the gap to PAT pending to 41-20 if they put this through. Snaps down. Yeah, okay. Kicks up. It's good. All right. So 21-point ball game, 8:50 left. It's not over yet. We got to hope. You got to expect onside kick here. You would think, anyway. The way our offense, I mean, we put 41 points up. The high-powered offense that we have, I honestly expected a much lower scoring game tonight just because of how tough their defense is. But man, they've hit on every stride. They really have. We're averaging 44.8 points per game, so we're 3.8 points off that average.
So that penalty on number 74, that personal foul, that's being assessed here on the kickoff.
Oh, okay.
So they're going from the 40-yard line up to the 55-yard line.
The 55. You can expect an onside kick from the 55-yard line. Seriously, you have to expect onside at this point. Have to.
Yeah.
And I think he's got the hands team in. I'm seeing Trevor Crawford running there. That's exactly what it is. And what is a hands team, for those of you who aren't familiar with it? That's when you're expecting an onside kick. You put all the kids in that typically have some of the best catching ability on the team. Some of them big, some of them not. But you're expecting a squibber, I'd say to the right side would be my guess. Could be wrong. They might kick it deep. I've been wrong on almost every prediction tonight. Nope, onside. Beautifully done. Well played by the Pioneers. Who got that?
Number 3, Marcus
There
Lippman.
you go. Now, why would you kick it to the kid who's caught 150 yards on you tonight,
Yeah.
receiving the ball?
To the kid who clearly can catch a ball.
Oh, yeah, I don't think I'd kick to him. I think I'd kick to anybody but him. Let's kick it to their
I'd
top
probably
receiver.
kick it really hard and let it, I try
Well,
to
we got
bounce
nailed
it
on
off
that
somebody's
earlier
knee.
this year. Yeah, somebody did that against us, and it actually worked. It was well executed. I can't remember which game that was. Might have been Liberty, actually. You know, I'll tell you what, if Liberty, well, they got Highland still up again. Let me see. So Highland was up 25-12. Actually, and then they said 15-12, so I'm trying to figure that out. If it's Liberty or Highland, they might give Chandler a hard time. And I think the Perry Pinnacle game next week is going to be a really good one. So JD, now we're going to more of a triple back look. You can expect ground and pound. We're going to get a delay of game call. Well, we're not as sharp as we were. That first half we looked sharp. That third quarter looked sharp. Fourth quarter we've had a couple of breakdowns. I mean, obviously 3 penalties on defense last series. And now, delay game and a couple of things. We're not quite as sharp as we were the first 3 quarters. JD under center. And it's going to be a pitch to the left, and that looks like
That's
Greg
Alonzo
Alley.
Maya.
No, I think that's Alley, isn't it?
No, it's Alonzo Maya.
Number 31?
Don't doubt me when I got the binoculars.
You have better eyesight than me, no question. Alonzo Maya. Good call, Rich. So that answers your question. Yes, he does run the ball. That's going to create a 2nd and 17 now. Large part of this, though, is trying to milk the clock a little bit. You're not going to see a hurry-up mode at all. We want to stay healthy, hang on to the win, and get to the next round. Yeah, that was in that last play. When you have 3 backs in the backfield like that, so you got different options on what you want to do. Now we're going to go back to a more traditional set. No, we're still in it. Call it a T formation. JD's going to throw out of it, though, and he tries to go deep. He's got Marcus Lippman. Ball is caught at the 35, to the 30, to the 25, makes the move up to the 20. What a great job.
Oh, tackle him out of bounds.
Holy cow. Marcus Lippman, I can't wait to see how many yards he's got tonight. He might have broken the all-time single-season record for yardage tonight because he has caught a boatload. I think he's got to have 150 yards minimum.
Hey, that was awesome, by the way, and launch that. How far do you think that was in the air?
That was a great throw into the wind. Yeah, JD's got a cannon. He does. He's got a great arm. So let's look at this. Marcus had 953 yards. He did break it. I guarantee it. The record was 1,062.
Held by who?
By Alex Zamaznik. I can't even pronounce it. Run straight up the middle. So I'm just going to call it right here, Rich, because oh my gosh, he's still going. Speaking of
That's
rugby.
Alonzo Maya.
Speaking of rugby, he's still on his feet. That is awesome. All right, guys, keep your cool. Keep your cool.
There's the flag, finally. So that should be on number 13 on...
I don't know. I hope they don't get Alonzo on this.
Oh, I don't think it's on Alonzo.
Well, he was John. He wasn't real happy with the guy.
So what's the
let's
call?
see what happens.
Taunting?
No, it could be I don't know. But, sometimes if they got a kid that's... Yeah, it's on us. Okay.
Huh.
It is on us. Okay, so it's going to move us back. But I'm going to call this right now, Rich. Congratulations to number 3, Marcus Lippman. He needed 109 yards receiving tonight to become the all-time leading receiver for yardage in Pinnacle High School history. He came in as number 5. I think he broke it tonight. There's no question. So I think he's your new record holder.
It's the one line judge closest to us.
And the guys in front of him were some good ones. Dan Galindo, Hayden Hatton, Culus Rose.
I don't know.
Zamaznik.
I'd like to, at the 7:20 mark, I'm going to go back and watch that later tonight or tomorrow. I want to see what that was all about.
I think they were John back and forth, and that's might have been what they got Alonzo on. So in any event, 1st and 10 Pioneers. traditional I formation look.
Lineman who pushed him after him.
1980s offense, tight end. Well, it is. Go back to the 80s and watch. It's like your 70s football, you know. I formation, tight end, 2 receivers. And it's going to be hand straight up the middle. Kinsey rolling.
Yeah, that gap closed pretty quick. They're trying to strip it. Not from
Oh,
Kenji.
come on. If you're going to throw it on us, throw it the other way. Call it fair, guys.
Yeah, we can hear some of the parents and fans in the stand. They're getting
Well, I
on
saw. There was a
refs.
kid on the Red Mountain side that absolutely was provoking and pulling on jerseys. And if they don't get caught, they're not going to call it. You know, but you just got to be careful here. They're going home. We're moving on. If we hang on to this, you can't play that game with them. 2nd and 7 for the Pioneers. Jacob Brady in at running back, fullback position. Same thing, just traditional I formation look. And play action. JD, oh goodness, JD goes down.
That was seemed like a late blitz by number 12.
Yeah, hey, hats off. It was a nice rush. That was Giraldi on the other side of the ball. 5'11", 220.
He may even come out of the corner. I didn't see.
He got shot out of a cannon.
Wherever
he
he
was
came
in a
from.
heartbeat. But you know, here's the thing: we're trying to milk the clock. We got 5 minutes and 40 seconds left to make Pinnacle High School history and get to the Final Four, right? But they're not done with that. It'll be the furthest we've ever gone. But they've got bigger goals in mind just to make it that far. Here comes a blitz from Red Mountain. JD's in the gun.
Timeout.
Yeah.
It's a good timeout.
I think so too. If nothing else, tempers. You know, just get the kids to calm down.
Because
and let them know to keep their cool.
It was 2nd and 7, and they just shot in for probably the first sack of the game.
Yeah.
And it was a looked like a delayed blitz. I don't know what that was, but nonetheless, we lost a lot of yards. So let's take a deep breath.
Right.
Let's regroup. Call timeout. It's 3rd and 13, which is right where JD likes them.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Now, here's the question: are we going to throw the ball here? We're not in against the wind. That's a 43-yard field goal. I don't think we would try that. I think we're in 4-down territory here, honestly.
You know, I think so too, and I think if we are, what did we say was left on the? How many minutes? 6 minutes?
There's actually, yeah, close. It's less than that. It's like 5-something.
Right. So it's 5 minutes. We might want to run it, just so we can keep the clock running.
You might see that actually, and especially for 4-down territory.
Red Mountain does have 2 timeouts left, but they're down 21.
It's 5:24, so 5 minutes 24 seconds, and yeah, you might see a delayed handoff here. Let's see what Red Mountain's going to do.
I don't know. What are you going to
call? They've only
call?
got a 3-man line.
Because whatever you call, they're doing
blitzing.
the opposite.
They're sending 5.
They're going to pass it.
They are. He had him. Yeah, he had him and just overthrew it. He had pressure coming on. Shane Sunday broke free.
Oops.
So he had Shane Sunday with a step or two, but the last thing you want to do is take a sack there. You know what? We are going to try the field goal. All right, Dominic.
All right, into the wind.
You know what? Make me wrong, kid. Knock this thing through. Into the wind, a 43-yarder. It's a long field goal. Into the wind. Be a heck of a kick if he makes this thing.
Here we go. 43-yard attempt.
No doubt. Maybe.
Got a bullet. Is it
maybe
short?
Oh, so close. He was close though, man. He really close.
I don't think he was that close. I think he was short. But
would have been good from 37. You know, maybe 5 yards.
Maybe if the wind.
Well, the wind
wind's
absolutely plays a factor.
But it died down a little bit.
It's swirling.
Yeah.
You know, it's strong enough to make a difference on that kick for sure. Good effort though. You know, and why not? I mean, so they take over. They're at their own 20? Is that correct? Yeah, it is. So is that how that works? You miss a field goal, you take over at the 20? I don't know if that's a high school rule or what, but maybe so. All right, so Red Mountain 1st and 10. You know they're going to huck and chuck here. They have to have any chance at catching us. I don't think they're going to run the traditional eye dive play.
Oh, they got 4 receivers here. No,
yeah, they got trips to the right. They're going to open it up. Trips to the right, and they're going to try a quick in pass. It's complete. Kyle Bryant takes him down. Gain of about 9,
Strauss pass
10.
complete to number 14, Wilson. Tackle made by number 11.
And you're right, they have Garrett Strahl still in there. It's number 13, the backup coming in tonight. He's had some success. So he's a captain, senior captain. .502, 501. Surprised they're not going hurry up. Pinnacle, we're not going to do anything exotic, I don't think. Just 4-man rush. And it's going to be a run up the middle. And great job by the defense. 4 or 5 kids in there.
Yeah, nowhere to go. It was number 37 on Pinnacle who led that tackle.
37 is the linebacker for the Pioneers, Borkowski.
Shane Borkowski, number 37 on the tackle.
Who else do we have in there? Alonzo's. Yeah, we still have the starters for the most part, which makes sense. I mean, it's only a 21-point game. You just want to make sure. It's playoff time. It's win or go home. Yeah, Tardio in, number 6 at corner for the Pioneers. It's going to be a pass over the middle and incomplete. Kyle Bryant on the coverage.
Intended for 14. I think it heard Kyle's footsteps. Said, I'm not catching that. Kid's gonna pop me.
Kyle's had another just great game. Tell you what, the defense has come on in the past 4 weeks. They really have played well. So 3rd and 10 for Red Mountain. Be curious to see what they dial up. They got double twins look coming out, so 2 receivers both sides. Shotgun formation. And ball's on the ground. Why not? Get it, guys. Get it. I think we did get it. Turnover number 2. Or 3, perhaps. I think that's the 3rd turnover on the night.
Actually, I think Red Mountain did recover that.
They were. I think we got it, Rich.
Let's see. Yep.
Yeah, we did. Nice job. Who was it? Did you see who got that?
I didn't. That's why I was thinking maybe Red Mountain that had it.
I think it's Borkowski. Yeah, 37 on
right
the fumble
on.
recovery. It was Sean Borkowski. That a kid.
All right, making plays and making making miracles happen out there.
Man, I'm telling you how huge that turnover battle is, just in general, any level of football. And it's been magical this season. I think we're going to be plus 20 on the year now because we've had 3 tonight. Have we had any turnovers? We haven't thrown a pick. And I don't think we lost a fumble.
I don't think we have.
I think we're plus 3 tonight. Makes a huge difference.
All right, new QB, number 18.
Zach Futuros. Welcome back, Zach. Great to see you, buddy. I formation.
A lot of new players in.
And it's going to be Jacob Brady right at the middle. And Jacob's still on his feet, running hard. Pickup of about 8.
Number 21, the ball carrier.
Good job by that offensive line, blowing open some holes as well. I see 55 in there. Help me with some numbers,
Yeah,
Rich.
we got 55.
Jake Munn.
50.
Is Noah Truxell.
68.
68 is Harrison Cooper.
72.
Is Luke Padway.
And 73.
That's our line. So Spencer Ponce. We got
out wide, we've got 13 still.
Kate Horton.
Looks like number 80.
And Harrison Nichols.
In the backfield, we have Jacob Brady, number 21, and looks like number 14.
Number 14, I believe, is Anthony Ament. And
handoff to Ament.
Yep, straight up the middle, and good block. Shout out, who is that, 90? Yeah, let me get the number. I'm trying to think of just a great job to continue that block by Zane Hayes. He's a senior,
number
6'3".
90, yep.
He came in and just, the hammer and nail analogy, sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. He was the hammer. Create a 3rd and, we'll call it 2 for the Pioneers. Boy, impressive victory. History-making victory this evening for Pinnacle. Forturos under center. Gonna throw, and it's intercepted.
Intercepted right to him. Intercepted by number 13.
And good hustle to bring him down from the backside. Good hit. Holy smokes! You can't throw a penalty on that. It's a hit. It's a tackle. Come on. Are they going to get us on another helmet to helmet? It was an aggressive tackle. That's all it was. All right. Coaches are trying to get everybody to keep their cool down there. I get it. But if that's the second time tonight we're going to get penalized from hitting too hard, come on. I didn't see helmet to helmet on that. It was just a good clean hit.
You know what? I had the binoculars on, so it looked really close. I saw the hit. I'm not sure if that's exactly what the call was.
We'll see. I mean, he was being tackled out of bounds, and I didn't see who on our side, got in and got the hit. If that's what they're going to call, it was a great tackle. It really was. Looks like we got a couple of shout-outs I haven't got to as of yet, at least one. All right, we've got, Grandma Shirley in Memphis, Tennessee. Shout out to Zach Fraturos. There we go. Perry's up 49-20. That's going to be a good game next week. That's a good football team we're playing. We got them earlier this year, and that game 1. By the way, that Perry game was the most watched game we've ever done on the broadcast.
That first one, yeah.
That very first game.
If I remember what we had, 3,000 hits on the website as a result.
Yeah, over 3,000. 3,000 hits on YouTube for that game. It was something else.
I think they
a great ball game.
Most of the people tuned in because they just wanted to hear you, Todd.
Yeah,
you know what I think
they want their dogs to
It was
howl
our first game of the season. We knew Spencer was ranked #1 in the country for QBs for his class. So maybe we had a lot of people, a lot of friends and family. First game of the season.
Absolutely.
But I think we also look at all the. I don't know if you can see all the players are hovering around the TV because they want to see Jacob's hit.
Was it Brady that made that hit?
Yeah, it was
Brady
who hit him.
Did they call it on us? Is that what it was? I didn't see the penalty, what they ended up doing.
I don't know, but what are they doing?
Well, they ended up moving Red Mountain back. So it might have been on Red Mountain. It's chippy down there. It's 2 minutes 21 seconds left.
That's what I mean. I mean, it looked to me like it was a legal hit, and there was nothing wrong about it. And then when I finally took the binoculars off and I looked up, it looked like they were making a call off tackle.
So
that's where the flag was off tackle. Excuse me.
That's all right. A couple of new kids in. Number 75 is Elijah Lewis. 84 is Franklin in. Number 53 for the Pioneers, of course, is Gavin Garino in the ball game. Trying to catch the right defensive end. You got a number for me, Rich? Can't really see.
Right defensive end, we got number 54.
54, that would be Austin Lassiter.
We got 53, 75,
yep,
and 84.
Got those guys, Franklin. Linebackers, Borkowski still in there. We've got Tardio at corner. Safeties, I'm trying to see who we've got in at safety. We've got that's Trevor Crawford, 20, and I think must be Clay with him, number 24.
I think that is Clay Zupke, number 24.
Clay Zupke.
Yeah.
And the right corner is number 10. That is, no, that's not J.D. Johnson. I got the wrong one here. That's the wrong jersey there, guy.
Yeah, they're going to walk this off against Red Mountain here.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. About time.
Here they go.
Personal foul. Oh, no. Helmet to helmet. They're calling them on that. They're going to, no, it's on us. Offsetting penalties is what we've got.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, the third call. Two
on them and one on us.
Yeah,
okay.
2 and then 1 on us. And it looks like they're going to put the ball at the spot of the foul.
Yeah, so they did call that on Jacob Brady. Listen, I'm a former defensive back. I actually coached Jacob. My comment would be good hit. I didn't see. If he had helmet to helmet, then that's why the rule's there. It was just a good hard hit.
Final score, Perry 49.
There it is, Perry's 49.
So 49-20, Perry will be our matchup next week.
15, Liberty 12.
So 15-12, Highland held on to beat Liberty.
And Chandler is up on Mount Point in the fourth quarter, 49-21.
And Chandler's going to advance. So it's going to be Chandler and Highland on one side and Pinnacle and Perry on the other. Those four very good football teams. Going to be some great games next week. So Red Mountain going to run straight up the middle, gain of about maybe 5 or 6. Do you get the number on that?
Runner was number 45.
I just got a text and it brings up a good point, so I'll shout this out to the broadcast crew downstairs. At the end of this game, it's the final home game for the seniors that they'll play. We're not going to play any more at home this year. There's a tradition at Pinnacle High School, so stay tuned, folks. It's a really cool thing. I watched my kid go through this. A lot of tears, a lot of different things. They're going to walk the field. So they will basically walk the field at the end of the game. It's an awesome tradition. Red Mountain runs straight up the middle. And good job by Pinnacle. Pick that up.
That was number 27, got in there and just beautiful, got low and took his legs out. Is that Burkowski, 27?
So, yeah, Burkowski. It's going to be a 3rd and 3. And a minute 16 and counting. Another just dive play. Good penetration on defense.
Yeah.
Wow. The whole team got in on that one.
Yeah, that's a posse of Pioneers got him down.
Gardner, number 45, the ball carrier.
It's hard to call who made the tackle there. It was the whole D-line, I think.
I'm going with number 84.
Well, Franklin.
Yeah, so usually when it gets like that, when you're trying to make the call of who made the tackle, it's typically the last guy up.
Yeah. That gets the credit.
Well, yeah.
The 3 guys on the bottom of the pile with the
one
original.
of the things that you default to. But
yeah. It's like, wait a minute. I got the first hit. I'm buried under 7 guys in the pile. Show me some love.
First guy through the wall gets bloody, but he gets the job done.
That's where the D linemen sometimes they get a raw deal on that, right?
Oh yeah, it's
the
always
linebackers. The linebackers jump on them, and
Oh yeah, it's always been the unsung hero.
Wow, that was loud. The world was that. So,
I think that's the game.
All right,
there.
folks. For the first time in history of Pinnacle High School, we are going to the Final Four, baby. Congratulations to the coaching staff, to the players, and everybody involved with the program. We're there, man. First time ever.
Yeah, in fact,
great feeling.
The players just poured the Gatorade tub over Coach Zupke.
That I doubt.
No, they did.
Did they really?
Oh yeah, they poured it over him. He's cold right now.
Is he drenched?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is. I see.
But he put a jacket on right afterwards.
Yeah. Well, listen, they're not done. It's going to be a very tough game next week against Perry. That is a good football team. You can count on it. It's going to be a tough game. We still have 11.5 seconds left, so we're not quite done. But they got the bath on Zupke. Coach is going to love that. He's freezing down there now.
Yeah, so 11 and a half seconds left here. Looks like we just need to run a play.
Right. Oh, it's a punting formation. It is 4th and 6, so.
Yeah.
We don't even have anybody deep. Just let the ball bounce and die and call the game. What is it? It's 4, 3, 2, 2 seconds left. Okay, so 1 play left. The never-ending game. Good win tonight, guys. And again, Marcus needed 109 yards, Libman, number 3, to set the all-time single-season record for yards. There's no doubt in my mind he got it. He might have had 200 yards tonight. Seriously, when they end up with the final stats, that kid had a monster game. J.D. Johnson played lights out. Kinsey, again, a huge game.
I think
Kinsey rolling.
Yeah, I think the whole team just.
The line blocked well. Just a good team win. You hate
we started
single
off
out.
so well. We started off so disciplined. It
Yes.
it was great to watch it. So Todd, what does this mean? We play Perry. We know we're going to be at a neutral site.
Neutral site. Yeah.
And where is Perry located? They're
in Gilbert.
They're in Gilbert.
Yeah.
So. I think typically the AIA tries to find a neutral location that's halfway between the two. I think that's always an objective, like go to a 5A school or a 4A.
We'll find out. History has been made. That's it, man. Look at the Pioneers. They are pumped up and excited because they just made history for this high school. Came in as in the top 100 nationally. Expected a tough game, and it's a good Red Mountain team. And I give all the credit in the world for us coming out and playing one of the best games we've played all year, honestly. I mean, we played really, really well tonight. And we'll find out on the location with Perry. I don't know if we're going to have a chance to broadcast next week or not, folks. Hopefully we do, but I do know that, if we make it to the state title game, we will not be broadcasting that. And it remains to be seen if we'll be allowed to do next week's game. Hopefully we can. We enjoy bringing these to you. If for whatever reason we cannot, broadcast next week, I just want to give a huge shout out and thank you to every single solitary person who's listened to the broadcast. You know,
Thank you.
yeah, I apologize for singing Elvis earlier in the year. You know, that probably wasn't your most enjoyable moment.
Hey, but a big shout out to the crew. If it wasn't for
Oh,
our
yeah,
producer,
absolutely.
director, and cameraman.
Yeah, in fact, let's Evan Maxey, Steve Lombardi, Craig Despres, Luke Despres, Pat, Val Sundberg, the president of the Pioneer Football Club, has been behind us and really helped out with so much this year. So all those guys, and then Tim, of course, downstairs, and that'll be a theme next year. You know, if we're invited back to do this, Tim is going to be the downstairs announcer at all home games. So it'll be the Rich and Todd show at home games, and you know, who perhaps somebody else will join us when Tim's
So
there.
I'll tell you,
Who
this
knows?
has been a great season, and it's
Oh, absolutely.
So even, I mean, how great it was to when we were doing this when our kids were coming through the system.
Right.
But being able to stay close to us has been a lot of fun this year. So I'm looking forward to next year. But before we even do that, I'm looking forward to next week.
Absolutely. I hope we can do it. You know, if we can, it's beyond the control. I know for a fact that everybody involved in the Pinnacle program wants us to be able to do these games. They may be handcuffed or hand-tied based on other things. You know, there's things that get involved with broadcasting rights and things like that. So hopefully they allow us to do it. We're a bunch of volunteer guys that had kids that went through the program. You just hit the nail on the head.
Those who are still listening out there, let's give a little bit more context to what Todd just said there. Is that we are volunteers.
Yes.
We are the Pinnacle live stream broadcasting crew. We really enjoy what we do. But when it comes to TV and things like that, there's actually contracts, money being spent, and lawyers involved between Cox and AIA and ESPN and everybody else. So we get to take a little bit of a back seat to that. So we're going to find out. We play it by ear. We're ready to go next Friday. Hopefully we'll have it available for you. But either way, we're going to find out and somehow let you know through the website.
Well, and what you're going to see here in a minute, you just saw that's called the Pioneer Spirit Drill. It's something that they do. They practice that. It's a solidarity and a teamwork drill for the most part. You want kids to all be together with how they do that. And now the tradition's going to come here in a moment for all the seniors on the roster. Every single senior on the Pioneer roster is going to walk the field, folks. It's a special thing. They know it's the very last time they will be on this particular field in a game situation. Most of these kids have been in the program for 4 years. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears. They come in. In fact, what I'd like to do, Rich, you want to let's talk about all the seniors on the roster. Okay. Sorry about that. Number 1 is Caleb Covington, senior, 5'10", 175. He's just the explosive athlete you've been watching. He's been up on varsity since his sophomore year. The kid is a special talent. So fun to watch in the open field. We've got Spencer Rattler, QB, quarterback, who's been here 4 years. Marcus he's a junior. Okay, let's go down to Greg Alley, number 7. 5'11", 195. Obviously, you see him play linebacker. He's also been a running back here for years. Does a great job. You can keep going down the list to number 11, Kyle Bryant. You know, record holder at Pinnacle for interception yards all time. And now number 2 for interceptions with 6 in the single season. Kyle has also played up on varsity since his sophomore year. We go down to Zach Furturos, number 18, your quarterback. Done a great job, just a great leader, very popular kid. Number 21, Jacob Brady, 6'1", 185 pound, wide receiver, defensive back. Done an incredible job in this program through the years, both sides of the ball. Number 22, Jack Jepson, 6 foot, 180 pound wide receiver. And we keep going to, of course, number 23 is Quentin Powell. That's Q. Okay, fastest kid on the field. He is now tied for the all-time single-season record holder for interceptions in a single season with 7. An electric player and a pleasure to coach that kid and to watch what he does. Number 25 is Omlik Juntman. Okay, he's a senior, heading up to play at NAU next year. 6 foot, 190, running back and linebacker. Sean Borkowski, number 37. 5'10", 190-pound linebacker. You've seen it. He's come in, done a great job through the years with these kids. Number 50 is Noah Truxell, 5'11", 215-pound offensive lineman and also a long snapper. Number 52, Big Sam Akwabu. How can you miss that guy, right? He's almost 300 pounds. Big Sam, 280-pound defensive tackle, 6'1". He's a senior. And there he is. He's at the very left of your screen, folks, 52. You can't miss that kid. He's the refrigerator. We keep going down the list. We go to number 55, Jake Munn, 6 foot, 200-pound offensive lineman and defensive lineman. Okay, you're seeing all these seniors now. They're going to go down to the goal line. Okay. You've got number 60, Adna Oda, senior, 6'4", 350 pounds, folks. That's number 60. How do you miss him? You see him in the very rear there. It's kind of hard to miss number 60 as well. We go to number 68 is Harrison Cooper, 5'8", 215-pound guard and defensive tackle. Number 70, team captain, and an unbelievably good football player and a great kid, Matt Mickelson, 6'2", 265, team captain. We go down the list. We've got number 77, Dylan Milbrown, also a great lineman, 6'4", 260-pound offensive tackle. Heading down, you get 88, Alex Probstra, senior, 6'5", 200-pound wide receiver, tight end. Number 90 is Zane Hayes, 6'3", 185. 91 is Michael Rossi, 5'10", 250-pound D tackle. And Clark Ray, of course, 95. That's your defensive end. And number 99 is Jacob Gemelli, senior. And it looks like they're being accompanied by, who's that's in street clothes? You see that, Rich? Is that the D coordinator?
No, I think it's just it's one of the
kids
students. One of the students that's been part of the program but wasn't one of the players.
They're going awful quick. So here you see, folks, when you go from right to left, these kids, all these years, all the blood, sweat, and tears that they put in, 4 years, countless hours of practice, and they know this is the last time they'll leave this field playing football. But unlike years past, they also know they're continuing to play ball. That's a special feeling.
They got a big game next weekend.
They're not done. Their shoulder pads are not, and their helmets aren't being hit, going in on Monday. These kids are still playing ball.
So, Todd, when you were playing ball, high school, college, did you, even if it was intramurals, did you get to participate in any championships?
Yeah, I played in the state title game junior year. Bill Musgrave was our quarterback. We lost, tough loss, but yeah, it's a special thing. It is. And there they are, across the goal line, folks. I'm going to tell you what. Let me give a shout out to every one of these kids. I don't care if you're the best in the country or if you're a kid that got in at the end of the games. Every single one of them, not a single one is more important than the other. The true statement of team is what you put into it at practice time, what kind of teammate you are, everything that goes in. Congratulations to every one of these kids for what they have accomplished and the dedication. And as you see, a lot of hugs and a lot of really happy people. So, I don't know what else to say about that.
I don't know. I think I'm really cold. I want to sign off.
Yeah, we're going to have to sign off here, folks. We hope to see you next week. Thank you for tuning in, and congratulations to this entire program. Kids, coaches, what an unbelievable job. And we hope to see you next week. If not, we'll see you next season. Thanks, folks.
Bye, everyone.